Hey.
Hello, everybody. Greg, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Brian. How about you? It seems like it's been forever since I talked to you. I hope all's going well and you had a great Christmas.
Yeah, with not having the show last week, it's kind of been lonely, hasn't it?
I was missing it. I'm not gonna lie. It was just kind of weird not being on. I almost thought about going live just for the hell of it, to see what everybody was up to, but I didn't. I decided to take a break.
Yep. All right. So welcome everybody. This is the last low carb football party of the season. Low carb football party live stream, I should say, of the season. The last Thursday night game for the NFL. We have the New York Jets against the Cleveland Browns tonight in the game. I actually wasn't able to set up the streaming for the game because I was kind of having some issues similar to the last time with the internet. So I'm gonna have to rely on you a little bit for the stream. Is it in Cleveland or New York? That's one thing I wasn't sure about.
I'm thinking it's in Cleveland just from the fans that are standing behind the desk here. So, yeah, it looks like it's in Cleveland. So,
Okay. So what do you think about this one?
I would say that I'm going to go with the Browns just because the Jets really haven't been playing that well. They're pretty much out of the picture, I think, for playoffs. Nothing like my preseason prediction of them going a long ways, but when you lose your main quarterback, that's kind of a big deal. So definitely, but yeah. So I'm gonna pick the Browns tonight. I'm gonna go 27-13.
Okay. I'm also going to pick the Browns. I'm gonna say 20-10. Cleveland will win. So,
Yep, it should be.
all right.
Hopefully, it's a good game though, but you just never know. But hey, if you guys want to smash the like button, that would really help us out. And then also go ahead and put in the comments where you're from. We always like to see that too for people that are coming in here. So,
Yep. So we've got a good show today. Before I go into the show, one thing I want to put up on the screen here. Brad, a new YouTube member for your channel. So
awesome.
yes,
Thanks,
thank you,
buddy.
Brad, for joining Greg's channel.
Yep. Thank you very much.
All right.
I was going to say, I see the Champion Within is in as well, and he's the newest member of my channel, along with my buddy
there
Brian.
you go.
My buddy Brian from Wick Carnivore is a member of my channel. So if you guys are interested in joining, just hit the join button. It has all the details there. And I think Brian's got something similar as well. So thank you.
Yep. All right. So the show tonight, first of all, let me bring up our topic. Our topic for today is diet accountability. So we'll kind of be, using that as our topic in our discussions throughout the live stream tonight. We have a few different guests lined up. One guest, I'll say, are going to be new to the show. They have not been on before. So on our last show of the season, they will get to be on as a new guest. So that'll be pretty cool. And let's see, we've got a couple of trivia questions that I have lined up for the show as well. And let me just catch up real quickly on who's all out there. Meet and Marriage, hello. I'm not sure if I can pronounce that correctly. Carito.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Johnny says, money well spent for his channel membership to you. So thanks, Johnny, for being a channel member for Greg. Peachy Pam is here. Hello. All right. So let's go. Let's see. We've got a few people on. Let's go into our first question, our first trivia question. And I'm going to bring this up here. All right. So question number one, January is World Carnivore Month. In what year was the first World Carnivore Month? So if you think you know the answer or you just want to guess whatever, go ahead and put it in the chat. And
Man,
want to look at
I have no idea on this one, Brian. I'm guessing it's fairly new, but I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. So probably somewhat new, right? Yeah. We'll see. Nobody has any comments. Oh, here we go. Here's one.
Yep.
Johnny's guessing 2018. So let us know if anybody else has any guess. Let's see. In the meantime, so this is the last Low Carb Football Party show of this season. We do plan on doing the show again next season, correct?
Yes, definitely.
So, but that won't be like until September, I guess, really, right? So we'll see what happens there. I think you just got another.
Yes, Gail. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. Gail's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Gail, for joining Greg's channel. We got another guess here. Peachy Pam and MD says 2015. It's another good guess. Go back here. The question is, January is World Carnivore Month, and what year was the first World Carnivore Month? So as I was saying, yeah, this will be the last show of this season. Then I guess it would pick back up like around September of 2024. So we do have an announcement today for a new show that we're gonna have. I'm gonna give you a little bit more suspense here though, because I want to answer this question before we go into that. So we'll do that first.
I'm really excited about tonight, Brian. The announcement's a big deal, and I think people are gonna love it. And yeah, it's exciting. We're looking forward to a great new year, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. All right, so I'm going to go in to the answer. So first of all, the question again, January is World Carnivore Month, and what year was the first World Carnivore Month? And the answer is January of 2018.
Good job, Johnny.
Yep, Johnny got it right. So good job there. All right, so I've left a little bit more anticipation about the new show. Let's go into that. So we have a new show that we will be starting in January. And I guess, so we have a little intro video for it. Anything you want to say before we just show the intro video, or should we just go right into the video?
You know, yeah, we could probably go right in the video and then we could talk about it afterwards. I think that would be cool. Hopefully everybody's tuning in and pretty excited about this, but I know we've been working on it for a little bit here, but I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So.
All right. Let's show the intro then. Here we go. All right. So there you have it, the new show, the Low Carb Lounge, and Erin from Brewing Better Living is with us. She is going to be one of the co-hosts with us.
Yes.
Woo-hoo! Thank you, guys. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And kudos to Erin for putting that intro together. She did an amazing job. We're really excited to have her on the team for this new show. And man, it's going to be a lot of fun. Welcome, Erin. We're looking forward to working with you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it is going to be a lot of fun, I think. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep. All right. So that show, we've already lined up that it's going to be on Thursday. So we're still going to have a Thursday show. Boy, Greg, I think you were taking notes on this. Did we say the time?
Yeah, it's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday nights, so a little bit earlier than normal. The show is probably, just to kind of give you guys an idea out there, it's going to be a little bit shorter than the Low Carb Football Party. We usually go 3.5 hours on this show, but on the other show, the Low Carb Lounge, we're going to be probably an hour and a half roughly, give or take, but we're looking forward to bringing that to you on Thursday nights. And I think our first show is slated for January 11th, I believe. So, yep, should be awesome.
Yeah, that is, January 11th. So we will not have the show next week, but the week after that. So give us an extra week to kind of get into it there.
Oh no, right. Gail's gonna miss the show. She's
I see that.
Dance.
I see that.
Watch it on replay, Gail.
You can always watch the replay. So that'll be good. Johnny's looking forward to it. He loves your content, Aaron. So good. So let's see. I'm trying to think what other we don't have a whole lot of other details, I guess, yet, but like Greg said, it's going to be like about an hour and a half show. We'll probably have guests. Maybe not every show will we have a guest though, but we'll probably have guests at different times, kind of like how we've done here, and just have different topics and so forth. I think it's going to be a pretty good show in terms of how we're going to be able to cover things, because as you know, I'm more carnivore. Greg's kind of more like the ketovore space, and then Aaron is more low carb in general, right? So I think that you're going to get good perspectives from all three of us, and we'll be able to cover a lot of different bases on the low carb front. So
we're definitely looking at bringing on some guests that maybe you haven't seen before. Maybe they're newer to YouTube. Maybe they're just maybe it's somebody that's mainly been low carb. Just a variety of people on. We want the show to be fun. We want it to be funny. We want to be able to be educational, where we're learning something, and it's about improving your health. We may do some challenges once in a while, do a little bit of trivia once in a while, report on current events, or maybe some funny stories in the weight loss community, some success stories as well. So it's going to be a variety, but it should be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. And I don't need to know about football for this show.
That is true.
Are you drinking coffee?
No, you know what? I've stopped drinking the nighttime coffee unless it's decaf. This is the hot chocolate that I make with the Equip and heavy cream. So just a little protein drink.
All right. So I'm just looking here. Let's see. I also wanted to put this on here. For those that aren't as familiar with Erin, here's her YouTube channel at Brewing Better Living.
Go subscribe and give her a big thumbs up. She puts out great content. She's awesome. So,
and so Erin, for those that are watching that don't normally follow your channel or anything, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and your channel?
Hi, I'm Erin. You can see all this on my channel, but I have a long history of weight loss, yo-yo dieting, stuff like that. A lot of health issues that really started to amp up about 10 years ago. And all of that led up to this past May, when I was diagnosed with celiac disease, and not only went gluten-free, but jumped in with both feet, went very low carb, non-processed, and just, suddenly everything in my life improved. And that's basically what my channel is about, living the low carb lifestyle, as well as I'm trying to because I feel like that's needed for people going through this. And a little bit of like just like home type stuff. I used to be the low carbist. I don't know if people know that, but I changed my name just so that I could kind of expand and do some other health related stuff too. So that's just basically what it is.
All right.
So make sure you go over to Erin's channel and give her a sub, support her. She's going to be part of the team. And, Erin fits really well with me and Brian. I know she's a lot of fun, and we get along well on camera, and just, we become friends, I guess you could say, through this year. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
A little big man, Alaska. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, good to see you out there. So let me see, something else I wanted to bring up here. A couple things, I guess, really. But so first of all, December challenge. We're at the end of December, basically. And I had put a challenge out there for the month of December for doing push-ups every day. I will admit the last few days have been a struggle for me. So I didn't do any push-ups yet today. Hopefully I do. But most days I'm only doing about 30 or so one time, and that's it. And this is basically since Christmas, so like for the last 3 to 4 days. So I've kind of slowed down my pace from what I was doing before. I think before Christmas I was up to like 50. I think the most I had done was 56 push-ups, and I did a couple sets. So haven't been doing quite as well with that. Greg, I know you were doing the challenge. How were you doing?
I was kicking butt halfway through the month, and then the last couple weeks has been a little disappointing. I think with starting a new job, I just had so many things on my mind. It just kind of slipped for me, but I'm going to continue doing push-ups and try to get back in the swing of things. But I got stronger each time. I think one of the last times I did, I was doing like 50. I think I did like 52 straight push-ups, and then I started doing 2 sets. So, and those are countertop push-ups, not the real deal, but it's what I can do with my knees and how sore they are. So I don't like to get down on the floor too much. They still kind of bother me, but hopefully in time I'll be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Erin, have you been doing any kind of a challenge in December? I know you already do. I know you already work out, right? So
yeah, so I'm just at the end of that 3-month, I don't want to call it a challenge, but 3-month strength training program that I was doing. And so no push-up challenges, although I do push-ups in those workouts, but I'll be starting again. She's starting another program that starts in January. So I'll be continuing on with that. But yeah, I work out at least 3 days a week now. So.
Okay, cool. And then this is a perfect time for me to bring up January challenge. So I have put out a January challenge, and this is planking. So I am going to do the same kind of concept I was doing with push-ups and doing planks until failure. But I don't want to stop doing push-ups. So my plan is that I'm going to do like a set of 20 push-ups and then go and do planks as long as I can go, right? Do the plank and then maybe rest for like 5 minutes and then do another set, the same thing, the 20 push-ups and then the plank, and maybe do 2 to 3 sets of those. So that's kind of my plan. Greg, in January, I think you had a plan too, some sort of challenge. Is that right?
Yeah, my challenge is a little bit different. It's more of an eating challenge. I am going to do carnivore for the month of January just to try it out. And, I did it before for like 6 weeks, so I can do it. I think that the struggle for me is sticking with it because, I like my keto items as well. So yeah. I just want to be really disciplined for the month of January. I've even considered about, I drink my pop once in a while, and I'm even thinking about giving that up and seeing how it goes. But I plan on continuing doing the push-ups. I'm not going to do the planking challenge, but I will try to do some planking. How's that? Does that work?
Yep, that works. So Big Man Alaska asked for some clickable links to sub to your channel, so I'm gonna put those in here really quick. So here is.
So Aaron, did you have a challenge for January?
No real challenge, just to continue working out several times a week and just being consistent with it, and hopefully make some more gains. But there was planking in some of my recent workouts and push-ups, so I'm doing a little bit of what you guys are doing.
Sure.
So in planks, I love planks, actually.
Good. So there's Greg's.
It's a great exercise. Push-ups too.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's Erin's link to her channel.
So
I have it.
Greg, will you eat dairy still, or will you go ultra strict with the
Yeah,
carnivore?
I'll still do cheese, but I treat it like a condiment, so I don't use a lot of it. Use it kind of sparingly. The biggest thing I do when I do carnivore is I eat a lot of eggs, butter. I do the meat. It isn't just red meat. I'll eat pork, chicken, steak. I'll eat some seafood, probably maybe some salmon. I consider those are all carnivore for me.
Yeah, so still a variety. That's good.
You gotta have a little bit of a variety. You get a lot of nutrients and vitamins in those different foods. So definitely.
Yeah.
We do have a scoring update, by the way.
Already.
Cleveland Browns just scored. They haven't kicked the extra point yet. 7 plays, 75 yards and a touchdown. So, and I think it was I'm seeing the replay right now. I think it was a touchdown pass. So, yep.
Wow. Okay. So that's a good segue for our second trivia question. Let me find it. This one's a sports one. Here we go. Question number 2. Who is the all-time leading rusher for the Cleveland Browns franchise?
I know that one.
If you know sports and follow the NFL, you might know this one. Aaron, I know you don't know this one. It's okay.
It's like, should I take a wild guess? No, probably not.
You could try it.
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm a sports person, so I'm like, this is a pretty, to me, famous person. But, if I said that to my wife, she'd be like, who is that? I have no idea who you're talking about. So
he's probably in his 80s now, isn't he?
Oh, I bet so. Yeah.
He's still alive.
Yeah. So if anybody has any idea, go ahead and put it in the chat.
Seeing if my husband will shout the answer from the other room if he's watching.
Meat and Marriage says don't know from a Chiefs fan. I will say, I'll give you a hint. So the Cleveland Browns franchise moved to Baltimore and became the Baltimore Ravens, and then they started a new Cleveland Browns franchise, right? This is from that original franchise, Cleveland Browns. So before they moved to Baltimore. Let's see, where are we at? While we're waiting for that, let me bring up our topic again. If I can, I got so many things up here to bring up. Where is it? Where's our topic? Here we go. Today's topic: diet accountability. Greg, what would you say would be the best things for keeping yourself accountable?
I think having people that are on kind of a similar journey as you and on your team is a big deal. I know my wife has been very supportive of me on my journey, and she more or less eats what I eat. So it's nice having a partner that'll do that and help you with that. That's been a huge deal. Now, not everybody has that luxury, but I think that's where you find the community online, maybe a friend, a coworker, somebody else to go along the journey with you to help hold each other accountable. I think even just having an app on your phone, tracking your food, tracking all that stuff. There's also communities online in those apps too. Carb Manager is the one I'm thinking of because I used that heavily when I first started this. But it's really nice. It kind of holds you accountable. You see what you're actually eating. figure out where maybe you went wrong, and you can hold yourself accountable with the app. So if you are going solo, you can do it that way.
And Aaron, how about you? What kind of accountability tips do you have?
Well, I'm going to say the same first thing, the community, like this group of women that I'm doing this program with, they're all super supportive, and we have forums that we can be in every day. So I think that that's the best thing. But I'll also agree with Greg on the tracking. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but for me, that's a big thing to be able to actually see what I've eaten and what I've taken in as far as my macros. And I'm going to add one very unpopular one that works for me. I know this is not a thing a lot of people like, but I weigh myself every day. And only because I see the typical ups and downs, and it's not about caring about that I gained a little water weight or, that sort of thing, but it's okay, maybe I ate something that I shouldn't have that led to that inflammation type of deal. So I do that every day, and that also helps with the accountability from my point of view.
Yeah, definitely. I like Gail's comment about being public about it. I think that's true too. I mean,
we're all doing that, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of last couple months I haven't really lost a whole lot, and I'm kind of embarrassed about it. And it helps keep me focused. Hey, I need to keep doing this, keep plugging away. I haven't hit my goals, and I think it's a great idea for sure.
Yeah. Big Man Alaska also said he started out using a handwritten food log. So I didn't use a handwritten, but I had a particular like a Facebook group that was private with
my internet's buffering. Are you guys having that problem?
No, but you just froze.
Yeah, you did freeze there for a minute.
You froze like that.
Yeah. Oh, now you're moving again.
Okay.
So I had an accountability partner for the first several months, and we had like our own private Facebook page, and we would journal what we ate and so forth, and keep each other motivated and on track and so forth. So that's another good thing to do. So
right.
We never answered the question, did we?
Oh,
go back to it.
Who is that?
Oh, let me go back.
Aaron, I like weighing every day too. It helps me a lot, I think. Stay on track.
Used to those fluctuations that are normal so that they don't freak you out as much,
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we never answered this question. Who's the all-time leading rusher for the Cleveland Browns franchise? The answer is Jim Brown. So
okay.
He was in some commercials and I think one or two movies too, wasn't he?
James Brown.
After his,
not that James Brown.
Not that James Brown. No, but he was a great running back for the Cleveland Browns, Hall of Famer. All right, those are the only trivia questions I had for today too. So sorry, but.
Did anyone guess that or even comment? I didn't even see anybody.
No, nobody guessed
it. There were a couple people that said, "Yeah, I don't know," or I'm not a big football fan. So that was about it. Yeah. So I think I made that a pretty tough question. So let's see.
Just so you know, I was going to say the Jets are almost scoring too, by the way.
Oh, wow.
They're on the 20.
Gail said that she actually knew that one. So pretty cool.
Must be a little delayed.
Yeah. So it looks like my prediction of 20-10 is probably not going to be accurate if they're about to score.
Breece Hall just scored a touchdown, so it's going to be tied up once they kick the extra point.
Wow. Okay. All right. So it is 8:30 8:30 Eastern time, 7:30 Central time, and we have our next guest, or our first guest, really, because Aaron was on for the big announcement and so forth, and to spend some time with us. She's probably going to stay for a little bit longer, I think, right, Aaron? Before you have to
I'll stay for a little longer, sure.
Yep. But we have our next guest, so I'm going to go ahead and bring them in. They are new to the show. This is the first time that they've been on with us. So let me cue up our, I'm a little behind here, sorry, our little intro thing. Here we go. All right, we have Tom and Annalise from Meat and Marriage YouTube channel. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. So for everybody out there that is not familiar with your channel, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves, about the journey that you've been going on, and then what you're doing with your YouTube channel.
So
Let's you start.
in June of this year, my sister called me and asked if I wanted to do a 21-day sugar-free challenge. However we wanted to do it, just no sugar. And on day one of that, which I just did like a standard keto, which is kind of what I had done in the past.
Well, we were driving and they were having this conversation.
We were driving. That's really important, folks.
I mean, well, it was.
So,
I was just listening and catching it from the
right.
background.
I'm not speaking for you yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll start speaking.
No,
I'm going to start speaking for him.
Go ahead.
So I was finalizing. Okay, we're going to start. Was it June 5th? We'll start that Monday, first Monday of June, whatever. And Tom's we're driving back from the lake. He's just listening. I have long since stopped trying to get him to do anything for his health. And so June 5th comes and I'm like, okay, not doing this, not doing that. Like we had been sugaring it up for a lot of years before that. And then all of a sudden, wasn't it like that night or something? Or would you tell me that morning?
The next mid morning.
Whatever it was, he just like kind of under his breath, he was like, I'm doing carnivore.
You were like, are you going to do anything? And I'm like,
oh, I did. I asked you.
Yeah. I said, oh, I'm doing carnivore. She's like, what?
I just thought he was nuts, but he's nuts. So like, whatever. I didn't even know what that meant. Like for him, keto was always like low carb and tequila. Like there was always the element of tequila. So I never thought for a million years that anything would not include tequila. So I was like, I guess it's meat and tequila now. And then about 2.5 weeks in, so it was a 3-week challenge for me, and I was doing so great, and I was feeling better, and I'd gotten over the keto flu and all that, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do because this little group was disbanding, and I wasn't going to have any support. And Tom was like, I think you need to really think about doing carnivore too. And I was like, that is not for girls. I was so offended because all the videos he had been like watching 24/7 had all been men. And I was like, I am in perimenopause. I don't think you understand that you were watching, that I saw.
Right.
You're right. So I was like, find me some women who have hormonal stuff and I will listen to them. So he found me Dr. Elizabeth Bright, and I got her book and I read it. And so I guess this is my story. And then I started.
That's our story.
I started 2.5 weeks after him, 17 days after him. So whatever he is, I'm 17 days slower than him. And within the first week, my severe, like all the horror stories you hear about menopausal women, that was all me. Like I had been a semi-nice person prior. I wasn't even close to nice anymore. And poor Tom, such a soldier.
I wasn't used to her being edgy.
I was very edgy. And at literally 1 week, like all that shifted so dramatically that I could not ignore it. And I still, so what am I, 6.5 months in or something? I
7.5.
still.
No, 7 months. I don't know.
I'm not math. The math ain't mathing. But however long it's been, half a year-ish, like I've just kept getting better and better. I've lost, he'll tell you how much he's lost. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But I've lost maybe 30 pounds and I'm just like, whatever. I don't weigh. I threw my scale away. This one brought another scale back in and weighs like 16 times a day. But I had binge eating disorder my whole life, severe body dysmorphia. The scale is not my friend. I don't need to math about me. I just pay attention to how I feel. When you said about accountability, my accountability first and foremost is my own body and how my own body is reacting to what I'm putting in. Like we went out to eat for like 3 days in a row. We were eating out of town and we ate carnivore foods but they cooked I know they cooked the eggs in seed oils, because all of a sudden, all that inflammation that I was so not used to anymore was like, I feel terrible. I can't. And then about 36 hours later, it was back out of my system.
Really puffed up.
Just like my ring got stuck on my finger. I was like, what is happening? But it was eating out. And I was like, okay, apparently I am more sensitive than I thought I was. So 1,000 other things have gone well, but that's my story. So you can tell yours now. I'll let you have the.
Well, I'll make one comment to Aaron first. Is like when you mentioned about the fluctuation on the scale. That's where it's kind of for me. It's a good mindset to realize that it'd go 5-6 pounds sometimes for me at my size, and it's good to not panic about that when you see that. So I don't know. Of course, I still had
everybody's different.
Yeah. Well, and of course, I probably had the scale.
Some people can do it, and some people can't. Whatever works.
Right. Not great for her. So, but but no, for me, I've tried, like so many have, just everything to lose weight. I got up to 375 pounds, and I'm a drywall and paint contractor, and so the physical work was starting to destroy me. Just in pain all the time, and the sirens in the background. Do you guys hear that or no?
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. We live in the hood, so we live with that. But so I got onto I was just trying to weigh out, how do I freaking lose weight, because that's how I'm going to get healthy in my mind. And everything I've done. So I had a little run probably in March or April of, I'm going to do low carb and tequila. And well, until I had a little too much tequila, then the sweets started coming, and it was like, it's just a vicious cycle. And I had seen Jordan Peterson, Michaela Peterson, a few people on TikTok talking about carnivore, and it had caught my attention. I'm like, I don't know. It just seems so odd just to go so limited. And, then when her and her sister had the conversation, I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I had no clue what I was really jumping into. And I was like, I'm not going to drink the tequila either. So it'd be 8 months, January 5th. Haven't had a speck of sugar, processed food, nothing to drink. Kind of wig some people out that I've been around. They're like, you're not even drinking tequila, because, my handle on a lot of stuff is Tequila Tom. And the collection that I have, and the empty bottles that we should have never saved, because it's like,
they're beautiful bottles. Also, it's 7 months. I just math. It's 7 months. You jumped. It's 7 months on the 5th. July, August, September, October,
June.
November, December, January.
June. All of June.
Yeah, from June to July, August, September, October, November.
Real? Oh.
I can count to 7.
Dang it, not 8 months. 7. Okay. Oh, well. Yeah.
It's whatever. Okay, so what have you accomplished in that time, sir?
So blood pressure went from stroke levels on blood pressure medication.
2 blood pressure medications.
Right. Yeah. And then got off of that. And so now I just got off the last half dose of metoprolol, and about 3 weeks ago, my blood pressure's, running like 130, 85, over 85. So it's still not quite where it needs to be, but I'm okay with not being on the medicine, because I know I'm solid and I'm not deviating. So it's good. The metabolic, syndrome is going to keep getting better. And then I was on Claritin D and omeprazole for 25 years off of that. The Claritin D was a kind of a weird deal, because my daughter will take it too. And we had 1 pill left, and we would never take the last pill from each other if there was something like that. And so we both skipped it. And then, I saw it the next day. I'm looking at the counter. I skipped it again. And it was about a week later. I'm like, my allergies aren't bugging me. And so off of that, then off metformin. And of course, they wanted to put me on insulin and stuff, and I refused that. But because my A1C was 11.9, and now it's 5.4 or 5. Blood sugars were hitting 300 plus. I stay mid 90s to low 100s. I'll spike just a little to like 120 after eating, of course. And what else? There's a lot.
This is most recent, like blood work from 2 weeks ago.
My doctor called on the telehealth update. She was giddy. But there's still, the carnivore thing still isn't setting right with them, but I got their attention. When you're down 103 pounds and you've had all these changes. Oh, my liver enzymes, of course, most people would have thought I was an alcoholic, and I even kind of questioned it, but I mean, I set it down with no problem. And I know the change in the eating definitely helped. It's that flipping that off switch. It's like, holy cow, the cravings for everything. And so liver enzymes are normal again. Kidney enzymes are normal. They were getting a little out of whack.
What's your
triglycerides were around 500 when I started, and last blood work was 134 or 43. I don't remember. So we're getting there. Trying to think.
LDL, mental clarity.
That's probably
he got
the biggest
COVID
thing.
Like a year and a half ago, and he would literally in the morning he would wake up and he would just sit on the couch and like he'd be like, you have to help me, I can't form any thoughts. And running a drywall and paint contracting business, and you've got changes by the minute every single day, and you got to be sharp, you got to be fast. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this. It was scary. It was really scary. And I didn't even know how bad it had gotten until he started to get his clarity back. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, he's starting to run circles around me again. This is what I used to know, like years. We've been together 19 years. So it had been, I think, declining gradually for a while, but COVID really did him in. It pumped up the type 2 diabetes really bad. And it just made him so foggy all the time.
It was terrible.
He was just like in a cloud of doom all the time. It was so sad.
I don't know. There's other stuff. So much. It's just crazy to think what's changed. And of course, my target weight's 215, so that'll be 160 pounds. I don't know if 215 is where it's at, but I'm just so excited to see the metabolic changes that are going to go. And then the weight became secondary. Initially, it was all about the weight. I'll get healthy if I lose weight. And it's like, well, then after all the consuming the content that I could, I was like, oh, I'm losing weight because of my metabolism. My metabolic syndrome is getting better. Yeah.
So after 100 days, he said, I really feel like we need a voice and we need to share and get this out there. And so that's when we started the YouTube channel.
Oh, and that was, I didn't want to do that the 100 days was because, I mean, I followed through it breathing, and I'd follow through on drinking tequila and eating donuts.
That was his brand.
And I like today we ride, she works with me, and we were riding to the job, and I had this, oh my God, I haven't had a drink in 8 months, or so it's 7.
8. It's all the same.
Anyway, I'm like, it's like, that is so weird.
He's total, like people don't even recognize him. Today he wore jeans. He put on a pair of just like his body's reshaping, like whatever weight you are right now. 272. So when he used to weigh 272 before, like on his way up, these jeans he wore today did not fit. And he worked, bending and everything. And like he's always worn basketball shorts since I've known him for 19 years. And I've been teasing him that his shorts are like little skirts on him now because they're so big and they're just so baggy. So he literally wore a belted pair of jeans. And
today
I'm like, who is this person? He looks so polished.
Well, I came out, my daughter's like, she works with us too. She's 22. And she's like, you're wearing jeans?
It just rocked everybody's world. If you understood Tom, you would be like, what is happening?
Yeah, I mean, if it's 10 degrees outside, I got shorts on. And
which are now a skirt.
Now, well, the ones I have. So then one of the girls that's worked for us for about 6 years, I went and checked on where she was working and talked to her, and she didn't say anything. She looked at the jeans and she goes, I've never seen you in jeans in 6 years. And then I went and checked on another one of the guys, and same thing. He said, you're wearing jeans? Holy cow. So just,
starting to get people's attention.
It's
like, because Tom's always been so large and in charge, and now he's becoming smaller and in charge, and people are like, what are you doing?
All right. we'll try to shut up for now.
No, this is great. So I want to go back really quick to the blood pressure thing. You're completely off of medication now, and you were on 2 different medications.
Yep.
Wow.
I was on.
That's great, and that's fast.
Yeah. It was. I was wondering how
You
long
got off
it would
the
take.
first one within like 6 or 8
What
weeks.
was? Oh, I was taking clonidine twice a day, and then the metoprolol. They wanted the ACE inhibitor, the other stuff, lisinopril, and different things like that. Made me feel like a zombie, and I didn't like it. So I told him you have to give me something different. So we tried that.
But it still wasn't working.
Nah.
He was taking his blood pressure 3-4 times a day.
I'd still be
and it was always crazy.
150, 155 over 100, 110. And,
Yeah.
of course, when I was at the stroke level, I was 190 and 200 over 110, 115. And so.
And that was just for days at a time. I mean, it was like normal.
But, yeah.
And then, so for your triglycerides, you mentioned that you were, I can't remember if you said in the 400s or 500s. And
right at 5, just a little under 500.
And you went down to 134. Is that just in like a 6-7 month period? Or
yeah, that's since I started.
He's been getting blood work every other month.
Every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
Well, but
he's had
got 2
4
more.
Since he started in June, the 7 months.
Yeah.
He's had 4 blood draws. So we've got a really good map of his progress.
Yeah. Which is crazy. I don't know.
All right. I've got it on the screen here, but I also want to mention it to everybody watching. If you have any questions for Tom and Annalisa, I'm sorry. Put a Q in the front, huh?
Thank you for trying.
Put a Q in the front and go ahead and ask the question in the comment, and we'll get to your question. Let me see here. I don't think I've missed anything yet. I have not. What was I just going to go back in? Oh, I know. So our topic today that we're doing is, let me bring this up. Man, I got too many things in here. Here we go. Diet accountability. And this works great for you because you can be accountable to each other, right? Both of you are doing it together.
Yep.
So that works great. But what other tips do you have for people out there for being accountable on the diet that you're doing?
I think for me personally, the biggest thing that helped me is just digging into all the TikToks, all the YouTube videos, all the doctors, just consuming content relentlessly. And of course, our daughter would sit, and I didn't even know she was on her phone. I didn't know she was paying attention. And so she's like kind of carnivore now.
She's definitely meat based.
Yeah, she's meat based for sure.
Just
and
by
so she feels better.
So but now she can't. Yeah, she feels so much better. She can't eat the carbs first. She always makes sure she nourishes her body with meat. And the good animal fat, and then if she wants to have something, and she's 22. I mean, of course she's gonna
crazy to even think
live her life, but so she feels guilty sometimes. So I feel like she thinks we're holding her accountable, but we're not. She can do whatever she wants.
So there is a pressure that's
it's a positive peer pressure kind of thing. Happens.
But I think the consumption of content,
research,
understanding
things that we had, I did not even know what metabolic syndrome was. And Tom was a walking case of almost worst case scenario. He wasn't dead yet, but he was close. He was headed there fast, and he had every single symptom. And I didn't even know about that. I didn't know it was all related to insulin resistance. I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know any of that stuff. So research is definitely your jam.
It's even like my doctor, when she's freaking out that my A1C was 11.9, and she's like, you don't understand, you got to get on insulin. I said I'll change my way of eating, and I'll make changes. And she just kind of looked at me, and I'm like, really? I will. Well, this was probably about a month before I started Carnivore. And I'm like, oh, I really did, yes. And when we go back, she's gonna be like, yeah, you're not a liar.
I actually did it.
And so consuming content, learning stuff, part of that was I didn't know how bad being diabetic was going to destroy my life. And I'm sure I've been, pretty well, they had me at pre-diabetic, but might as well be diabetic at that
For all
point, even
intents
if
and
it,
purposes,
you
you were
know, as
there.
far,
Yeah.
you know, from what the skin tags and the discoloration in my legs and stuff that happens, and you know,
You were headed there for a while.
yeah, wasn't pretty. And then the drinking heavy and learning about the effects on the liver between the fatty liver disease and, what are they? Yeah, and non-alcoholic
fatty liver.
and then the alcohol, you know.
So it's like the more and he's educating his doctor and everybody else too. Like this was really the reason why we started the YouTube channel. It's like, we need to give this boy a microphone. Like he needs to share this information or he's going to explode, because he's very careful not to force anything on people around us. But man, if someone's even remotely interested, wow, you're looking great. What did you do? It's like, uh-oh, here comes the fire hose. So like he needed, and I'm really used to online stuff and being in front of a camera. I run another online community. And so I was like, oh, I'll help you. Like, I'll be your little social lubricant. And then
But you still are.
turn on the camera and then he can go. So, is it my turn to talk about accountability?
In a second, I was gonna say to Aaron, yeah, it's like, so you dug into the content too then?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I watched it nonstop, drove my family crazy. Oh, you got this stuff. You got this guy on again, like Ken Berry on the TV. And it was so interesting to me at that point, you know, like I wanted to like soak in as much as I could, you know? So.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yep.
And it was weird to watch, because I was raised by like Mr. Organic, a soil scientist who was doing like organic before it was cool. And we were raised hating Monsanto and like all the things back in the 70s. And so I knew that food was medicine, but I didn't like, it was so strict. And then I rebelled and I was like, I had this major disconnect. And like, I have actually learned that food is medicine through this guy. Like how? So I haven't been as interested in the research, but just by him talking about it and making it interesting to me, like I've learned so much. I did not know what a triglyceride was. And I think I partially just because I was okay-ish with my health, I wasn't going to dig in and change anything so I could live longer alone after he died in a minute from a stroke or a heart attack, like any second. I think I just really emotionally detached from my own health, much less his. So it's really cool to be restoring that and to realize we're going to grow old together with like a decent quality of life for a while. Like we have life ahead of us, and like he can wear jeans places now. We could go somewhere that requires pants and you wouldn't be like, not me.
Well, the last time was my sister got married. Well, I did the ceremony, and that was last September?
August 22.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, I'll do it, but I'm not dressing up if that's cool. I don't want to tuck in my shirt.
It's an outside wedding.
Outside wedding. She goes, absolutely. So I had to lay on the bed on my back, and she had to button my pants while I held my gut back because I couldn't do it. And then even with that, then they become loose as they stretched for a while, and I'm trying to do a wedding. I'm like, God bless. It was terrible. Oh God. And then I didn't have shorts with this, you know, everybody went out to a couple of bars dancing and all that stuff. And I didn't have shorts.
You were miserable.
Oh, I was.
Yeah. Everything's better now. So yeah, Tom holds himself accountable. He is not one to ever do anything just because someone else is doing it. But I do think that, I mean, it's so easy that we both do it. And we're both very independent, and it just makes it easy because then I'm cooking whatever and he's eating it, and I don't have to make 2 meals. But my accountability, I'm going to go now. Okay. My accountability is how happy my body is. No, not that. You get to talk. I just want to talk for a minute. But how happy my body is, like my body, I really try, because I come from a history of eating disorders and body dysmorphia, and the get out of your body and sort of float around over here and don't pay attention. And like binge eating is a complete, you have to be outside of your body because you're doing a behavior that you know is going to wreck your life for at least the next few days, not to mention emotionally. So for me, it being inside my body and paying attention to how I feel and remembering how I felt before, that keeps me on the straight and narrow. I literally do not have any draw or desire to anything that would take me back into that place, because I literally feel that good. And then that little deviation that we didn't even mean to have with the seed oils, and then cooking the foods at the restaurant in whatever seed oils. And then I was like, what is happening? I feel terrible. And then putting that 2 and 2 together. And it wasn't just one meal. It was that I had 3 lunches in a row at this same restaurant. And they don't even have real butter there. That should have been a clue that they probably were just, putting soybean oil on everything or whatever. But so those little reminders here and there, like I can't abuse my body anymore. I understand. My body's so grateful. My body feels like a friend, like a best friend that I don't want to abuse anymore. And I spent my whole life, I'm almost 50, I'm 49 and a half. So at like 49, like basically at my birthday is when this all changed. And I'm like, she's my friend. She's carried me through a lot of abuse, and I'm just not doing it to me anymore. So I wouldn't need, even if he did fall off the wagon, I'd be so sad, but I would still keep going. Like my accountability is internal primarily. I think yours is too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We try to pull each other out of the hole if we fell, but we wouldn't.
This has been a bizarre
change for that.
7 months, not 8, of bizarreness.
It'll be 8 months in a month, so whatever.
It's been really, really strange.
It was the right timing, and it was for both of us.
Storm. Yeah.
Yeah. A good perfect storm.
And I am drinking coffee, but it's decaf. Talking about the coffee earlier, so if you had your hot chocolate, keto chocolate or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Aaron's a big coffee drinker, right? Right, Aaron?
Just a little bit.
Yes, same.
But I am cutting back a little, like I said.
I had to stop because with carnivore, I was feeling so good, and I'm already a really high energy person. And I decided to do the world a favor and just take the extra chemicals off the top, because it just wasn't helping. Ooh, Nurse Kim is where you thought you were.
Yep.
On the 5th even.
It'll be 7 on the 5th.
Yes. So we are a month behind you, Nurse Kim. Well, I'm a month and 17 days.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. Congrats.
Very cool.
So Greg,
it's like a permanent way of life thing. It's not like, I wonder how long we'll do this. Like, we're just here. Sorry, Brian.
Oh no, you're fine. I feel the same way too about, it being permanent life for me now. Like I'm not going back from this. But Greg, I'm sorry. It's been a while, and I think you've had a couple of score updates that you put in the chat. You want to give us a quick update on the game?
Yeah, it's the end of the first quarter. It is Cleveland 20 and the Jets 7. So there's a pick 6 for the Browns, and I don't know. The Jets haven't really moved the ball that well. So it's ended up being high scoring already at the end of the first quarter. So
once again, my 20-10 prediction is way off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's going to be
that's going to be a blowout. They'll be putting in second string here, second half.
Yep, looks like it.
Gosh, yeah. I'm for whoever helps the Chiefs. So I don't think it's Cleveland either, is it? I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, not so much. I don't know. Chiefs are choking this year.
Yeah, they aren't as good as in the past. I don't think. It doesn't seem.
No. It's been a weird year though.
Oh, whatever. I don't know. I used to.
Not in a bad way.
We both used to follow football like crazy.
And then we got together and just, I don't know. We were just like,
And we pay a little more attention because my nephew is Mahomes' bodyguard, and so.
So that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Like we kind of feel like we know him.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know. So that kind of gave a little bit of interest, but it just, I think, just by the nature of our life, it's not. We're just so busy all the time. But I mean, I enjoy the excitement when I catch it here and there. That's for sure. I did have a funny thing. What was it? One of the builders that I do work for a lot of years, they have season tickets, and she was pregnant, and it was in the playoffs in the cold, and it was a New England game. I think it was the one they lost at home. I think that was 3 years ago, I think. And he was like, "Hey, do you know anybody who wants to buy some, the tickets?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll put it in the drywall groups." And a guy bought tickets, and I asked him how that went. He goes, "Oh yeah, he paid for the tickets. That yeah, but next time don't sell them to a New England fan, please." Sitting in the group of us with the Chiefs, I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't ask. I didn't even think about that." So I've been hearing about that for a few years.
Cross-pollination.
Yeah, it's kind
That's
of
a
funny.
no-no. That's kind of hilarious.
So are you guys like diehard fans or? Whoops. Sorry.
Well, it's hard for me to be a diehard fan because my team has never been to the Super Bowl.
Oh.
But it's the Detroit Lions, and hey, guess what? They just won their first division title since 1993.
Oh, really? Oh,
so that's
wow.
pretty cool.
That's
so
cool.
at least they're in the
hasn't been
playoffs.
even once.
They've never been to the Super Bowl.
Wow.
I think 1993, I think, was the last time they were in the conference championship game, and they lost to the Redskins. And I think that's the only time they've been in the conference championship game. So they've never been in the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen this year either. They're a better team than they've been, but they got a long ways to go. So I don't know. Greg, I don't know. You might be a better diehard fan because your team actually wins sometime.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time since they've been in the Super Bowl, but I follow the Minnesota Vikings. But they've been disappointing because they're up and down. They look like contenders one game, the next game they look like the worst team in the league. So it's been that way for a long time, it seems like.
Yeah. That what I was thinking is like I think with Detroit, everybody still got beef with Barry for leaving.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That was the last time that they they won the division. So it was when Barry Sanders was there. So that's how long ago it's been. We have a question for you. This is from Gail. Where do you live?
We live in Joplin, Missouri.
Okay.
Where are you at, Gail? You close to us?
Gail's in California.
She's in California. Yep.
Northern California, I think. Yeah.
Not close at all.
Yeah. It's. I mean, do you guys have any like local people that are carnivores? Like friends or anything?
So I don't think I know anybody locally. Because I was gonna say Nicole, I can't remember her channel name.
Former Fat Girl?
Yeah, former Fat Girl.
Yeah.
But she's actually low carb, not carnivore. Yeah. She's the closest. She's like an hour from where I live.
I had like 2 or 3 people in Facebook groups and comments came up and they live here right by us and I tried connecting and just I don't know.
We also pass people at the butcher.
Yeah, we do. A couple times.
Or like the lady that knows us at our favorite butcher is like, "Oh, another carnivore just left here. You guys still carnivore?" Like she'll check. And I thought about like putting up a flyer, just like old fashioned, but what? I don't know. What if they're weird? What if they think we're weird? Because we're kind of weird.
Oh wow, that's cool, Gail.
Oh, that is cool, Gail. Like
small world.
Small world. Yeah, Joplin's just a little old town in Southwest Missouri.
And then
that's known for its big old tornado.
She's in Gold Country, California.
Oh.
So interesting talking about the carnivore thing. My youngest daughter is in school down in South Carolina, and one time when we were down there, the one evening we went to a restaurant. It was a steakhouse, and there was a table there, like just a couple tables over from us, and there was like 6 or 7 people at the table, and the one person I noticed, the one guy, he did not have bread when everybody else had bread, and then when his steak came, it was just the steak. There was no sides or anything. So I was like, oh, I bet he's carnivore. So I was doing the same thing, right? Like I had the steak and no sides, and then the other people that worked with me were eating all the sides.
Right. That's what we do if we go with non-carnivores. It's like, here, you guys, what sides do you guys want?
What do you guys want?
Well, and also, I just thought about, we met someone through like kind of a distant relative of Tom's.
Oh, yeah.
And her husband is carnivore. And so that was just the first time we'd ever met him. We just kind of had this weird like hangout one evening. and ended up talking carnivore the whole evening. He's a disabled vet, and just his military service like wrecked his life and his medical care, they're from. And carnivore has given him back a semblance of a life. It's still not perfect, but like when he's strict carnivore, his body will function. He can do
his PTSD is like under control.
And he has like, otherwise he has like chronic migraines. He can't function. So I thought that would be cool to have them on and have him on as a guest, because he's just got a really neat story. But yeah, so he's here locally.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. That's true, yeah.
Because it was just that one meeting that was so random a few months ago, and I kind of forgot he was on. So I'm sure they're around, but I don't know. I feel like we're not as vocal as some other ways of eating are, maybe. We're not running around like, look at me. I mean, we are on YouTube, but I try to be. I do not advertise, because especially like my friends are all like perimenopausal too. So they're all in the mood I was in before I started carnivore. I am not going to be that girl. It's like, hey, I know how to fix you. Like you're all like getting on hormones and they're doing the, like hormone replacement therapy and stuff. Like, do your thing. I am not here to tell you you're right or wrong. I'm telling you my experience is different. And if somebody wants to dig that out of me, I'll let them, but I have not had any takers yet. Right. Every once in a while, I'll just drop a little hint that they would have to be looking for to pick up. But like, yeah, nobody, like, I don't link meat and marriage to any of my other socials. Nobody knows. Because it's not, I don't want to lose all my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's, with being carnivore, as opposed to like, so Aaron is low carb, Greg is more ketovore. He's going to do carnivore here in the month of January, and he's done carnivore a few times, but for the most part, he's ketovore with some carb, a little bit of carb, right? So I think for them, it's maybe a little bit different than what it is for us as carnivore, because like, for instance, I know when I went to the doctor, it was bad enough just to say low carb, because they're like, yeah, that's not a good idea for you. And I'm like, well, and I think the one doctor, I even said like, yeah, I've actually started doing carnivore, and they're like, yeah, no, you can't do that at all. Like, not even short term, that's bad, right? So now I'm just like, I'm doing low carb, and then they're still kind of like, but I'm like, I've lost over 80 pounds, right? Yeah. I don't have all these health issues that I had before. Like I had AFib, and I haven't had an episode in like 17 months now, I think it is,
That's amazing.
And like my cardiologist at this point is pretty much on board, because he's like, wow, this is great what you've done. But like my other doctor, he's like, has your cardiologist talked to you about taking a statin? No. And I'm like, my LDL actually isn't even high. It's like right at the borderline of normal.
Oh, wow.
At the above, the above part of normal. And
right.
I'm like, yeah, no. And he's like, yeah, I don't think you should be doing low carb. And I'm like, but I've lost 80 pounds. I don't have AFib anymore. How do you argue with my blood pressure is lower?
Yeah, just pill pushing.
I did keto for about 18 months, and that was the last time I got skinny. Like I got thin, and I was over fasting, and I was willpowering and punishing myself. And as soon as I had a mental health crisis, I fell off of that wagon straight into a bowl of that Oreo and whipped cream dessert. What's that one called? And never climbed out of it until this past June. That was about a 4-year thing, but nobody gave me grief about that. Not even the fasting. Because I did lots of long fasts. I did a 13-day water fast. I did 7-day. I was doing 3-day fasts every single week. So it's like, how about we just don't do food at all? Yes, that's a great idea. But nobody really gave me grief about that.
But boy, you do say keto, carnivore, low carb. Boy, they'll fight you. Oof. It's crazy.
So
I thought Erin was shaking her head when I said that maybe we don't get it as bad, but I guess
like Nurse Kim said in the comments, I'm a closeted low carb person. I mean, a couple people know, but I don't post anything about my YouTube or my Instagram. I have all other accounts for everybody else. A couple people have found me. I've seen some people sneak in. I don't know how, but I do not publicize it. Nope.
So
I just don't even want to have to go there.
Yeah. Well, like today, our last week's video we did, or well, I don't know if it was last week's. We just had like a 50-second video we did for World Carnivore Month with our dog. So
the other carnivore
in the house, and I went ahead and put it on Facebook and talked about metabolic syndrome. I just thought I'd just kind of see who would just even chomp on it. I got 1 like, and if I would have posted about
your time's working better than mine. You can't argue with results. I mean, you can, but it's kind of silly.
Yeah, the results speak. But yeah, I was just kind of curious to see if anybody would bite or ask questions.
Because that was kind of your first time of really like.
That's the first time I put a video out there
on regular
that
Facebook
we were doing.
And being like, hey.
So it's like I kind of outed myself a little there, and I might do that a little more just.
But it was
as
crickets.
It's the first
that is kind of weird.
Yeah,
it was crickets.
Yeah, but you know what? I bet that people were looking it up after that. They're just afraid to say anything or to like it.
They don't even want to be associated.
Yeah, they're probably like, what the hell is Carnivore? Looking it up like a crazy person, but they don't want to say anything because they want to go there.
Yeah. And but the people who know Tom, I mean, he looks so different. And I've watched him lose. Like we tried was it HCG? Is that what it's called? HCG diet. And he's done Atkins and tequila a ton and the different, combinations of, he had it all. He had his little hacks but
so I could go up higher, up higher.
Yeah.
Up, yeah.
But he does, I mean, he just even looks different. Like that visceral fat, like that's the only way those jeans could be comfortable is like your belly is circumference.
But I'm still massively fat in that sense. So it's crazy in that, You're
tiny. To me, you're tiny.
Yeah, they've got people saying, you're so small now. I'm like, I'm 272 pounds. I'm still super fat.
You're
but it is different.
Me.
But and it is odd. I don't know about like for you, Brian, at times it's just like, oh my God, I'm like, I don't know where you're at on your journey, if you got more, if you're done or whatever, but it's like at times, was it ever, oh my God, I'm like actually kind of thin. Like what? So I don't know.
I definitely have more body fat to lose, especially in the belly. That's been the place that's been the hardest to get rid of, though. But I do look a lot better than I used to. So I will say also, so we were talking about like friends and family and that, right? They all know that I'm carnivore, eat basically just meat. And for the most part, they're accommodating. Like we had a party like over the summer that we went to at a good friend's house. And when we got there, they were like, yeah, we got all kinds of meat here for you. We know that you just eat meat. So, there's plenty of meat here. Don't worry about it. So that was pretty cool.
That is.
So in that sense, yeah, people have been pretty accommodating. Nice. But then there's sometimes like the comments, the questions like, so you don't eat any vegetables at all?
Yeah, that really throws people.
No. So I will say that sometimes I do mess myself up, and for some reason I still like mashed potatoes, and I will have mashed potatoes sometimes.
How much butter do you put on
them? Butter and salt quite a bit.
So is it the butter or is it the taters? No, I get it. The combo.
Yeah.
I've always, the mashed potatoes always covered them in butter. Yeah. Pepper.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yep. That's cool.
But yeah, so for me, like that's been all right. It's just more so like doctors and that, so like I said, my cardiologist has been pretty good with it now that he's seen the difference that I've had. He seems to be pretty open to things. The primary care doctor that I had never really was, and he actually moved too. So I was kind of at the point that I probably needed to find a new doctor anyway because it wasn't really working very well, but he moved anyway, so I have to find a new doctor. And of course I've been lazy, so I haven't found a new doctor yet, but I'm not due actually to get another round of blood work here for a few months. So I go every 6 months to get blood work just to make sure everything's still, looking good and all that stuff. So
it makes sense. And when you talk about cardiologists, I had a heart scare. I think it was about 2.5 years ago. Yeah, it was 2.5 years ago. And I thought I was having a heart attack. It was like 100+ degrees outside, had a house all closed up that we were shooting texture. And so it was baking in there, and felt that tightness on that left side, and went out, couldn't get cooled down. And so I ended up, going to see the cardiologist for the first time, and got a, cardiac scan prior to that. And it was like 600 and something. So I do have some concerns there a little bit, but I haven't really dug into it, but kind of curious to see, because I've heard stuff that say that calcium score can go down, but doesn't usually. And of course it's about stabilizing it and all that. So, you got any thoughts on that?
yeah, I don't know. I haven't had a calcium, what do they call it? The CAC test, whatever. I haven't had that done yet. My insurance hasn't covered it, so I'm probably going to have to, pay for it out of my own pocket when I decide to do it.
Yeah, that's what I did. It was about $100.
But yeah, I've heard from people before that say that at least they tell you that it's not going to get better, but I don't know that there's been enough research done to know if you can't improve that score or not. So it'll be interesting to see, I think. I know Dr. Sean Baker is really leading the charge for a lot of research and studies on for Carnivore. And he just announced a couple of days ago that after being on the Joe Rogan show, like, what was it, like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah. After that, he's had some companies reach out to him to help funding for some of the research. So
that's awesome.
That's a good thing. He's pretty optimistic that in 2024 we're going to start seeing a lot more research come out. And I think that Dr. Feldman, and I can't remember who else is working on it with the whole LDL.
Yes.
I think there's going to be some information, if it hasn't already, that there'll be more information coming out about the research they've done there. So that's going to be good to see too.
Yep. Yeah. And that's kind of even still in the digging phase of learning. It's like, I just want to learn about a lot of that stuff and just keep digging. But it's like, so much, there's only so much time. And then I can't think of the guy's name. He's a doctor, and he wrote a book called Metabolically. Have you guys heard of that one? Can't think of it.
I don't think so.
But he's very interesting too, and he just talks about.
I can see his face. I can't think of his name.
We'll see if I can see that book, what it was.
So while he's trying to find that book, Greg, I think you had another scoring update.
Yeah, the Browns scored another touchdown. It's 27-7 with like 6 minutes left in the second quarter, so it's definitely a blowout. I just want to welcome all the people that just came onto the show. I've seen quite a few pop in that were new, so hello and welcome.
So Nurse Kim says Robert Lustig. Is that the doctor?
That's it.
Yes.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, he's been interesting to listen to, and of course, it's like you have all this content, and then you kind of have to really process and get it to make sense. And
how does it apply to you personally?
Right. That's what I was trying to say.
Because everybody's unique, and
So I don't know. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's something that I feel pretty strongly about, is that everybody is unique, and you can't look at it as that everybody's going to have the same exact plan, right? That's not going to work, because we're all different.
We can never do is speak to our own experience and inspire others to follow that path. That's why for me, accountability is all about how I feel inside of my body. Like, people cannot change that fact. So I know, and like, I don't go to the doctor, but he's got all the data to back his up too. And we have, in the course of it, besides wearing off on our daughter who still lives at home, one of our sons who works with us, he's started a couple months after we did,
Yep.
And then he started working out, and he was taking measurements. In 41 days, he increased his bicep by 1.5 inches.
That's crazy. Now, granted, he's young, but
and he's working out hard, but like he pumped up, and I was like, "Did you really?" And he lifted his shirt up, and I was like, "Whoa!"
"Oh, wow!"
So he really hadn't been doing anything physical, and then he started carnivore, and then he had all this energy, and then he's just like building muscle like a crazy person. And he's 24, and he keeps telling us that his biggest motivation that keeps him on track is seeing 40 and 50-year-olds that can barely walk, that look like they hate their life, that are just like shuffling through a store or down a street. He's like, and I'm like, I didn't care about that stuff at 24, but good on you. Like he is like ready to have a long, healthy, high quality life. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe he was talking about us.
So Aaron, I want to ask you about this. So
Yeah.
you say I had a cardio CT angiogram done, and the doctor said that one catches all the soft deposits.
I was in the hospital actually for a scare, and they admitted me, and they ran that on me. And when he found out that my cholesterol was a little high this past time, he referred to that and said that because that was perfectly clear, that I didn't need to worry about it, and that we would look into maybe doing a CAC in another year or two.
I got you.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, probably this summer sometime I'll go get another one just for the hell of it. I'm curious to see, but I'll have more information about it before I do. So if it comes back crazy higher or something, I don't panic. I can't imagine that I've treated my body so poorly for so many years that when I make these changes and I feel so much better, that it has a massive ability to respond and heal and do well. I mean, I have to believe that. So, I mean, the blood work shows just on a lot of that stuff. So it's kind of like there's so much going inside of our bodies. We're sitting here all talking, and because we've changed our ways of eating and whatever we put in our body or don't put in our body now, I mean, we're all so much healthier. We all can share that easily. It's like, and to know that is just crazy. It's interesting though. And then it's like, I think, how did I not have a comprehension of what food does? I mean,
how did we miss that?
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Aren't you supposed to figure that out sooner than 50 and 57?
Yeah. Hey, not yet 57. Next month.
Here, I'll let you be on carnivore for 8 months, and you let me say you're 57 already.
Now we'll go back to 7.
Okay, all right. You win.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of bizarre. Just how that. I don't know. How did it not click?
It clicked now, but I think it clicked because of how much better we feel. Like it was undeniable. Like it wasn't something where you're just like, well, maybe we're doing okay. We should probably try to lose a few more pounds before we go back to how we used to eat. Like there was none of that with this.
Yeah.
The further we go, the more we heal. And it's also a really slow, long process. Like it could be still more years before we get all the toxins out.
Yeah. I mean, it was years of eating that way that got you to the point of where you were, right? So, so we can't expect that it's all going to be just cleared up like that, right? It could take years to really fully clear yourself up again.
But it's like we're invested now. We're deep enough in. Like I'm not going back, and that's another part of the accountability piece. Like I feel us gaining ground and healing. Like why would I undo that? I have no motivation to undo any of the going the right direction. So
well, even like at Christmas and Thanksgiving, family was like, "You're gonna have some of this. You're gonna have some of that." I'm like, "No, I'm good." And I've told them all, I'm like, I will have something to drink. I'll have some tequila. Yeah, I got some really good $high stuff that I bought right before we started that I haven't had, and I'll have something to eat that's off plan, so to speak. I just don't know when and for what occasion, but I want to make sure that it's not a random thing. It'll be purposed. So I truly enjoy it. I mean, so 2 things I thought is some tequila and some tres leches. I love tres leches, it's just strange to have. I don't know. I think I segued into tangent, but just thoughts about the different eating and times. And I think it was Brian, when you talk about the mashed potatoes, like, yeah, I'll have some of those. I'm like, I think about what would it be that I would want. So I kind of have been pontificating that. So when the time does come that I decide to have a little something off plan, just because it's something I liked before, I'll have an idea. You know, I was, I don't know, I was in one of the carnivore groups on Facebook. Somebody was like, "Oh, I just had a nice salad today. That was my deviation." I'm like, "Okay, that's you know, that's pretty, you know, what do you call it, low impact on insulin and stuff." I'm like, "But it doesn't sound very exciting. But I guess if you love salad, that's cool."
So,
If I had
Tom,
salad,
I actually have a question for you. And I was going to ask if you ever do incorporate like any little things, like any carbs at all. And I'm just curious if you do that, like, you don't. So my next question was, does it impact your blood pressure when you do that?
Yeah,
My husband is kind of going low carb now, and he's on high blood pressure meds. So
Right.
I'm curious because his still goes up and down. You
I
know what I
got
mean? Depending on what he eats. So I'm wondering if that eventually goes away, the stricter that you get.
I mean, I would
Probably.
think so, but
he
not
never
necessarily.
tried it.
I
Like,
have,
he
I
didn't
have,
try
it.
that's
So you
the
don't know,
weirdest
yeah.
thing. I haven't deviated. I'm like,
And he's
Yeah.
not somebody to stick to anything. Like, he's always mixing it up.
yeah, I've been the ADHD guy. You know, I start projects and never finish them. I got all kinds of hobbies that have got never did them.
And even like with drywall and painting, we'll have a way we do something, and he's like, "Let's mix it up. Let's try a new product, a new paint, a new system." And I'm like, "No."
Take a different way to work.
So he always is mixing it up. So the fact that this is just getting stronger and stronger with him, I'm like,
it's
I mean, I
bizarre.
get it because I'm doing it, but if I weren't doing it with him, I would be so lost right now. I would have thought he got body snatched by someone with willpower or something weird.
Yeah, this is definitely not willpower. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that question and that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, crud.
So we do have another question for you. Which one of you would you say is more committed to carnivore?
What?
Well, I mean, I would normally be a smart ass and say, of course I am, but I'd say we're the same. I mean,
it's a tie.
Yeah, it's very.
But because we each have our own personal reasons, and even if the other quit, we would still do it because we have each experienced such profound healing. Like I had to really stop comparing the scale. Like just stop because I've only lost 30 pounds to his 107 or whatever. Sorry, 103. But like, I cannot deny how much better I feel. So I think we are each equally committed because we know what it's doing for us personally. So
and
it's a tie.
Well, it plays out different. Like she won't drink coffee. I'll eat a little more cheese than she will.
I don't do the heavy cream like you do.
I do. But
you do monk fruit. I don't do any. I don't. Oh my God. I have to say this. I know we're about out of time. This is the craziest for me. Like this is like him wearing jeans or not drinking tequila. This is how crazy this one is for me. I was so addicted to sweets. And even when I did keto, I did all the sugar-free sweeteners. Everything had to be sweet. Literally after about 2 months, I eliminated even all sweet tastes. I do not eat anything sweet anymore. And it's not like I can't because then I'll fall off the wagon. I'll take a sip of like, he's got a electrolyte mix that has stevia in it. And I'll take a sip of it here and there. Like, oh, maybe I should have an electrolyte. I can't do the sweet. Or he'll put monk fruit and make a whipped cream latte thing with his coffee. It's too sweet. I don't like sweet tastes anymore. That is the most bizarre thing. I cannot express how much I loved sweet and had to have it with every meal and in all the snacks in between. And I literally don't enjoy sweet tastes anymore. That's bizarro.
Yeah. This has been a strange and
it just happened organically. Process, I didn't cut it out to punish myself the way I used to always do. Like I'm loving how I feel and I'm loving how everything tastes and I just don't miss it and I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, that's great. Greg, I think you had another scoring update. Is that right?
Yeah, actually the Jets picked off, they tipped at the line of scrimmage. The lineman intercepted the ball and ran it back for a touchdown. So it's now 27-14 Cleveland over the Jets.
And are we where we at?
2 minutes left in the first half or second quarter, I should say.
So there's a chance that Jets can help the Chiefs. Maybe.
Yep.
They could, yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing that's the plan since the Browns have done well.
Yeah. So this is a good time to bring up again that this is our last Low Carb Football Party live stream of the season. After today, there's no more Thursday night games for the NFL this season. So you get to be a guest on our last show of the season. That's pretty cool.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
It was fun to talk about our story. We appreciate the opportunity. It's fun because, what else are we going to do on a Thursday night?
Yeah. So with that, though, I do want everybody to know that we are going to have a new show starting in January. It's going to be starting actually the second week of January. And at the beginning of the live stream today, we talked a little bit about it. But I want to play that trailer again for anybody new that has joined since then so that you can kind of see what's coming up. So let me go into that really quick and play our little trailer for the new show. Here we go. All right, so that show, Low Carb Lounge, will begin on Thursday, January 18th, correct? No,
January 11th.
11th, I'm sorry. Thursday, January 11th. So we won't have anything next Thursday, but then we'll start up then. Aaron is joining us as a co-host, so there'll be 3 of us co-hosting the show. And it'll be on 7 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central time. So we're going a little bit earlier than what we've been doing with this show. Probably going about an hour and a half, so it won't be as long as we do with the Low Carb Football Party. But that's going to be our new thing here in January. And then, of course, next season, when the football season comes around, we'll have the Low Carb Football Party back for season number 2. So Tom and I want to make sure I say this right. Annalisa. So
You got it.
Annalisa, thanks for coming on the show. You're welcome to stay as long as you want, or you can leave whenever you want to. But we do have our next guest that I want to bring in at this point. So let me cue our little intro, and here we go.
Hey.
All right. Of course.
Hi.
There we go.
How's
Becky.
everybody?
Hi, Becky.
How are you?
I'm
Hello,
good.
hello.
Busy. Crazy day.
All right.
That's exciting news. Your low carb lounge. I love it.
Yeah.
Love
it. And again, thank you to Erin for that intro. She worked on that intro for us, and it's great.
Very nice.
It's a lot more professional than anything I could have done. I'll tell you that much.
Me too.
She has good attention to detail. She's good at that stuff. I loved all her vlogmas, with all the Christmas
Vlogmas.
I'm so glad it's over.
Yeah, me too. So I don't know if you guys saw Mike's comment, lounge lizards.
I like it.
Anyway.
I missed. I've there's been so many comments going. I've been horrible about trying to keep up with them. Here we go. Lounge lizards. Yeah.
Who's on my list? Who's not? We've lost track. It's okay.
So, Becky, why don't you update us on how things have been going and what you've been doing on your channel and so forth?
It's been Carbageddon this week. Carbageddon, people. Horrible. horrible. But
I saw your
not without
Instagram.
hope. I on my Instagram, I posted a picture of what happens when Becky eats wheat and sugar. I mean,
Oh, I saw that.
yeah. It's not good, people. Don't do it.
Crazy.
Don't do it.
It's not worth it, is it?
It isn't worth it. It came with 10 pounds of edema too. So, but you know, World Carnivore Month, it's going to be beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, I think. That's my plan.
Okay.
And I don't know, my channel, you know, it's not really gotten any traction, people. So I'll do my updates and stuff. But I finished Vlogmas, and you know, as a lot of you know, my dad passed away on the 14th. So it got a little derailed there, but tried to keep up a little bit.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was sudden and, you know, unexpected, but not unexpected, you know, because he was 84, but kind of a surprise. So
never ready for that.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just trying to recover from the week. It was great seeing my kids, though, you know. And you know, Joe Niflin just put out a thing. Most relapses occur, she contends, that it's because you're around other people who are eating. And yeah, it's your choice. You don't have to. But you just slide into it when you're an addict, right? You can. I'm not saying everybody does, but after 5 years, it should be one thing I know I need to stay away from that stuff, but it's just way too easy.
Hey,
the last couple of days have been kind of rough for me too. But go ahead, Greg.
I was gonna say, I don't mean to interrupt, but we have another score.
Another score.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns scored a touchdown, a long touchdown. It is now 34-14, and there's just like a little over a minute left in the second quarter.
Wow.
They need to put in their second string so the Jets can do better.
Who are we rooting for? You're rooting for the Jets, obviously, Tom.
Yeah. Just because I think if they win, it's better for the Chiefs. But I don't know. I'm not up on it a whole lot. Not as much as they used to be. But it's still fun to talk about.
It is.
So yeah, I was gonna say the last couple of days have been a little rough for me too, in terms of my eating, and so I'm the type of person that is, I really struggle with cravings if I have something that I shouldn't. If I stay clean, I'm fine, right?
Yep.
And again, I've got the situation where I'm the only one eating this way in the house, and all my kids are back from college right now too. So there's like 6, sometimes 7, 8 people in the house, you know, when boyfriends are over and so forth, and nobody eats a low carb way. So there's all kinds of bad stuff. Like my one daughter's boyfriend came over the one day and he had a cookie cake and he's like, "Hey, I brought this cookie cake." And I'm like, "Great, okay." But so, you know, so that's the struggle that I have. And sometimes I'm okay and can get by. And then other times I'm like, you know, I'm just going to have something, like a cookie or something. And then once I do that, I'm sitting there and I'm like, boy, that was good. I should have another one of those, you know? So that's how the last couple of days have been. So I'm like, yeah, I really got to get back on track again.
And, you know, I started out really good today. Like, okay, I had steak for breakfast, you know, but I had Bible study and somebody brought stuff and it just like, and it all really started last Friday when I went out with coworkers and there was alcohol and it was a Thai restaurant. It's just, and it wasn't that much that night, but then it was like, well, then Christmas Eve and all the kids and then they didn't really eat that much until there's just the leftovers. And this is, you know, we all probably grew up, you don't waste food, right? And, but I also was told by a coach once, you know, you're not a garbage can. So you don't need to keep eating it, but I do.
Yeah.
It can definitely be tough,
Yeah.
once
And then my son and I went to a
you
movie.
start going down that. Yeah.
The smell of popcorn.
Popcorn.
I did not have popcorn.
Oh, okay,
I did
good.
not. But then we went out to dinner. It's like I just need to get my borders back to,
You will. It's just a couple of days. You've done so much. Just, get back on it, and it will be okay.
It will be okay. Yep. You
It will be
posted you posted something that was good on your Instagram. It was I think it was just on your stories. It was just like a quote from somebody.
Okay,
that made me feel better.
I post a lot of those.
It's like you're not a bad person because you
because you indulge. Yeah. It's not a crime if you
it's not
exercise
a crime.
isn't a punishment, and indulging during the holidays isn't a crime.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah. But there are people in the community that are like, in the super extreme carnivore. I mean, that make you feel bad.
No,
they don't mean to, but they're like, just abstain.
Yeah.
A little more to it.
There is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think sometimes, some people don't have the same issue with the cravings, and so they think that it shouldn't be a problem for anybody.
Right.
But some people really, really struggle with the cravings. So that again goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where we were saying how everybody's different. You have to kind of tailor things differently. Like Erin, for instance, she's low carb. She eats different, veggies and so forth, and it works for her, right?
Yeah.
For me, when I first started trying to do keto, it didn't really work that well for me. And I think part of it is just because that any type of sugar or anything, just I get a craving from it. And really, like I know that there probably will be some debate about this, but any type of vegetable or whatever will break down in your body as glucose. So I don't know if it's like a mental thing or what, but I just get those cravings. So I'm the type of person that I got to stay away from it. I can't do it, but other people can do it. So that's why everybody's at different, different areas in this low carb spectrum, because some people can, do it a little bit of it. Some people can do a little more. Some people can't have any. And, sometimes it's not just about cravings. Sometimes it's, I can't eat that because it gives me a different flare up or so forth.
Yeah.
Like you were talking, Becky. So that's the key there, is that everybody's going to be different.
And I think I don't feel like I have all these great, huge cravings that I can't control. It's more like it's just way too convenient. All this stuff that's left over, right? It's easier to just pick up a chip than make a steak at the moment,
Yeah.
So I fall into that so easily because I don't enjoy the cooking part of life.
Me either.
We hate to cook.
Not cooks over here.
Yeah. But it's not like it's that hard to throw a steak in the air fryer either.
Yeah.
Just have to have one.
That's been a plus for
a lot
us.
easier than having 1,000 ingredients on hand and whipping together these elaborate meals.
No, it's really easy.
I think that's
but right now, like, because the week is all blown up, because of the schedule gets changed, I don't have the things I normally have handy either. Like I usually have eggs scrambled up to take to work, and I just need I need a meal prep day.
Yeah. I think it was like,
oh, I agree with Kim. She doesn't at 6:45 my time. What's that for you? She doesn't crave it until she sees it in her house.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm good at work too.
Greg says there's another score update.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Jets just kicked a field goal, so it's now 34-17, I believe.
Wow. So It's got to be halftime now.
It
then,
just
right?
went into half. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Gail got a. Did you see that? Gail got a Dreo chef maker. Woohoo!
Hmm.
What? I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's a.
What
It's
is that?
fancier than an air fryer.
Okay. Yeah.
Who
That'd
uses
be
one?
Now I have to
Indigo
look this
Neely
up.
uses one.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out here. Curious. What
like
what
a
was it
little
that we bought recently?
Tabletop oven.
We bought a tabletop grill/griddle, and it has removable plates.
Ooh.
We don't have a grill outside. It's by Ninja.
Ninja, yeah.
Ninja.
It's about
Sizzle,
$100,
yeah, sizzle
and you
something.
can pull.
The one
You
with
can
the
have a flat
glass
plate.
top?
It
Flat
doesn't.
covers
top
it.
and
has-
grill top.
It's
Yeah.
not glass. The top has hole. It's just like a aluminum with holes in it, so like the heat and whatever goes out.
Oh.
That was helpful.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
Highly recommend.
I like
So
the
now
idea
we
of
use
an
that
indoor
about-
grill.
Everything. Except
That-
bacon.
yeah,
We put
that in the
bacon
air
in the air
fryer.
fryer, but everything else we do on that thing.
Yeah.
I do bacon in the oven.
We don't have an oven.
You don't have
That's
an
how much we love to cook. We have a
Right.
or an oven.
oven.
So I use Dr. Barry's method with the
Oh.
bacon, putting it in a pot, and have like the glass lid over it, and that you don't really have the mess problem because it all stays in there good. It cooks up nice. I know he likes to chop them up into smaller pieces. I'll just leave them whole and do it that way, and it still works good. So
Yeah. Well, we
I
tried
just bake
another
all
thing
the
with
bacon.
you do what? I didn't hear what you said, Aaron.
I
Something
just
about
bake it. Like I just throw it all in a Pyrex pan in my countertop oven and then just take it out and drain it. And yeah, it's just so
We-
easy.
We
I-
tried dehydrating
sheets.
stuff here recently, and that was kind of interesting and good.
Tasted good. You don't lose any of the fat then
Yeah, I did that too.
if you're doing
It's
the high
different,
fat.
huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's good though,
Yeah.
and it's nice cold. Like well,
You can take it for snacks,
yeah, easy.
so
Very
uh,
different. I
Well,
forgot I
we're-
have
we're-
some of that. I need to take that to work tomorrow.
yeah. Well, we're gonna have to cut out. Dogs are barking, so I guess we better go handle
But
those.
thanks so much for having us, Becky. It was
All
nice
Good to
meeting you.
meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Bye. It was
Yeah,
nice
thank you
meeting
for
you
coming
guys.
on.
It was funny.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Love you guys.
Take
All
care.
right.
all right, bye.
They cracked me up so much when they came on. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, they're a
Oh,
lot
I
of
missed
fun.
that.
Yeah, it was great.
So
Great peeps. Mike Shaw and I, we don't know what to do with married peeps. Always say that. I wouldn't know what to do with the man if I had one.
So Becky, you're an
Okay.
Oregon Ducks fan.
Yes.
They haven't played yet, have they? Their bowl game?
No, not yet.
Is that New Year's
31st?
Day? 31st? Okay.
I think
Who are
so.
they playing? I don't remember.
A Liberty
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
in the toilet bowl, as my son is calling it.
it's supposed to be the big New Year's Six game for the group of 5 team that got in. Okay. Oh, they're gonna get destroyed. Oh boy.
Not that
Wow.
exciting.
Well,
I don't
But-
even think it's on a local channel. I don't think I'm going
and
to
I
know.
don't think Bo Nix is playing, is he? Because I think he declared for the draft.
Oh,
I don't know.
That could be. I haven't heard.
I thought I saw he said he was going to play, but I don't know.
Oh, maybe he is. Okay,
Maybe.
maybe he is. I mean, you can declare and still play. So I was watching USC was playing the other night. Was it last night? And they had a receiver that declared for the draft, but he still played, and he caught like
Is
3
that
touchdown passes.
That receiver that left Oregon to go play at USC.
I don't know. He caught like 3 touchdown passes though.
Yeah, it was probably him. I can't remember his name now. We were mad about that.
Interesting. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Bo Nix plays.
Yeah.
I think though they've already got a pretty good transfer that came in for next year, right, to replace him. I thought I remember
I
hearing
I
something
just saw
about that.
something about.
Wasn't it Oklahoma quarterback or something?
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I just
I
know
think that's who it is.
the one who's left is happy about it, about whoever's coming in. There's one
Okay.
quarterback that was left that, you know, on the side,
Yeah, I
and
think
he's
it's that
happy about who's coming.
Isn't it that Dylan guy? Is that? Let me see.
Look it up.
Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, pork belly. Now we got
Let me
pork
see.
belly talk. I love pork belly.
Yeah, I just said I got to try that again because last time I did it, like something, you really need to salt that. Like I expected it to be more like bacon, and I tasted
Yeah.
it and I was like, oh,
That's
like
not a
you
lot.
really need to salt the crap out. But I thought
There's actually a guy who did a whole video, like he's a chef and he was a low carb chef though, and he shows this technique where you put vinegar on it and salt and stuff, and the way you really need to score it and how he does it in the air fryer at 2 different temperatures for 2 different times, and it really turns out much better that way. But I know you can just chop it up and
yeah, was it slices that he was doing, or was he doing like
the whole slab
like thing? Oh,
but it's scored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then you can cut up chunks.
Yeah.
But I think the vinegar really helps, like dry out the rind and get it.
Yeah, so it is Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma that's transferring to Oregon for his senior year. So
well, we'll take him.
We got a question. I hope I haven't been missing questions because I've been having a hard time keeping up with the chat.
Huh.
It's been extremely busy in the chat
Yes.
tonight. Has anyone noticed how much better ground beef from Aldi tastes compared to Walmart?
Don't have an Aldi here.
I haven't yet.
I stopped buying the Aldi one, and I'm buying our local store here is Wegmans. So if you're not from the East Coast, you probably Brian, you might have Wegmans down by you, but
yeah, we do.
We get their beef, and it's actually less expensive for a 6-pound pack, and I love their beef, their ground beef. So
yeah, we shop at so we shop at Aldi, but we don't typically get beef there. We'll get chicken there, but typically I'll get beef at Costco, and I guess I don't know that I've really paid attention at Wegmans how much their ground beef is. But at Costco, it's like $3.99 a pound, and you get like 5-pound packages.
For 6 pounds of it, we pay about $20 for 6 pounds. It's not bad. And then if you want something leaner, it's a lot more. But for the 80-20, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
I shop at Albertsons, but I hear they're becoming a Kroger affiliate now. So I don't know how that'll change things.
So Gail says even in California, she can get it for $4.99 a pound. That's not too bad.
Ground chuck too.
Yeah.
I like to buy it when it's like $3.99 a pound. I'm still living off my ribeyes and New York strips I got from the sales.
Did you do the Publix deal? Or do they have, or do you have Publix around?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was a Fred Meyer, which is a Kroger, was $4.97 a pound for a rib roast that I cut up into steaks. And then New York strip steaks were $5.99 or $6.99 a pound, one of those two. Pretty good.
Yeah. I got a standing rib roast from Publix, and then when we went to Wegmans, they had the ribeye, the big slabs of ribeye that was on sale too, like $6.99 a pound. That was crazy. So I got
something was on sale at Wegmans.
Yeah, that was like a week ago, and it's funny because I was looking around at the meat department and I saw the you know the rib roast, whatever you want to say, the ribeye roast, whatever.
Yeah.
They're expensive. And there was just like this one little block that was left in the counter thing, and I was like thinking like, man, I wonder, because there was really good sale, $6.99 a pound.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if that's all they got. And then I saw the guy back there, the meat guy, and I'm like, hey, do you got any more of this, or is it just this? And he's like, oh my gosh, we've got cases in the back. I was like, okay, bring them out.
Oh, that's what we had for Christmas dinner, the rib roast. And you know what? Last night, it was our 20th wedding anniversary, so my husband bought these really, really good filet mignons and grilled them. So good. You could cut them with a butter knife, like no joke. They were so tender, so good.
Yum.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, Cindy.
Bye, Cindy.
Oh, yeah.
Has anybody else got the new keto chow or whatever, salty, whatever they're calling their electrolytes? I know Cindy got some.
We were talking about that earlier.
Oh.
I'm not they have some stuff in it that I don't eat again, like just with the keto chow. So
is it
I don't know
stevia?
why. No. I don't mind stevia because I have stevia in the element. It's
sucralose. They use sucralose.
It's some sort of gum in it that they use, and I don't do well with that stuff. So yeah,
we all got stuff we can't do.
So I think I mentioned like a week or two back that I did the keto chow kit.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Starter kit, right? So it came. Here's my little shaker bottle. This is the only thing I've opened so far. I haven't even looked at the actual keto chow products yet, but I got the shaker bottle thing. Blender,
Brian, you could always do a giveaway.
I don't even use the shaker bottle because if you want to emulsify that, I use butter, not cream. So you really have to use a stick blender or something to get it really emulsified in order to do the ice cream so that you don't have big chunks of butter, when it hardens. So I use just a glass mason jar.
I haven't even digged into any of the product yet, so I still don't know what you do with it. I know you said that you make shakes out of it, but I haven't even looked at that yet, so I don't know. I might at some point.
Aaron, did you see Renee's question? Where is the video of that celebration? Renee was asking it. It's up at 8:57. I'm not sure.
Scrolling.
Oh, here we go. Where's the video of that celebration?
Of what celebration? Am I missing something, or am I just like?
I was trying to figure that out. So,
where is the video? What was before?
Was she talking about the intro?
No, the video of that celebration.
Did she mean? What time was that?
Explain yourself, Renee. At 6:57. Oh, that'd be 9:57 for you.
Oh, that makes more sense. You know what? Maybe she was referring to my wedding anniversary. That I don't have a video of the celebration.
Yeah. Anniversary.
There's a picture of my plate. That's about it. I'll have to get Mr. Brewing Better Living in on some of the videos soon. He does exist, I swear.
Here comes Christy.
So
Nurse Kim says she made cookies out of the keto chow snickerdoodle.
Yeah,
the
that's
snickerdoodle is one of the flavors I got. So maybe
they're good cookies.
Are they? And they only have 1 gram of carb, right? 1 gram of carb. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, if you figure 1 gram per cookie, but I think it's probably less than that. Because
okay.
Yeah, I made the keto fudge again, or the keto chow fudge, but you're using Lily's, or you could whatever chocolate chips too. So I think I figured they were 1 carb each, the way I sliced it up. which was very small.
Okay.
Hmm.
See, I am so far behind on the comments. I'm not even sure. How do we start talking about? Oh, is this because of your anniversary? All these spouses.
Yeah, because I said my spouse, I said he does exist. And he says, yeah, the spouses we never see, like Tim Allen's neighbor, like Wilson. That's the only thing.
I think I saw Nicole's in a video today. He was in the background doing something while she was cooking.
Aaron's
Ellie's
husband just got renamed Wilson.
Yeah, my husband's name's Wilson now. Ellie's husband popped up the other night on the Lioness show because he was her tech support, and all of a sudden there they are.
There he is.
So he exists.
Okay, they exist. Kind of like John's wife behind the green screen.
Dustin's talking about the new saltee, I believe now.
Oh, okay.
I
think we lost Greg. I'm not sure what happened.
We were all buffering earlier. I don't know if that was just on my end or if you guys were getting that too. There he is.
Needed a break.
Does he know he's back?
I was gonna say my computer's been buffering quite a bit tonight. It seems like
I've been seeing it on all of our windows or whatever you want to call them. So I don't know. Like I said, my internet's not even working. I'm working off of my phone hotspot. So it works pretty good. My phone feels like it's going to blow up. It
gets hot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mike says sometimes you just gotta go, Greg.
Yeah. That's for sure. That's how you know you're losing weight.
All that Christmas weight just coming right out.
I did not mind all the times I had to go to the bathroom today at work. I'm like, I'm just going to keep drinking water.
I didn't even eat excessively, but I just had a couple things that I wouldn't normally have. Like on Christmas Eve, I had a tiny bit of rice. The next day, I couldn't get my rings off my fingers when I woke up. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's not going to be something that I have very often.
They're feeling better, but they were just like sausages.
I know when they're swollen that something's going on.
Good night, Nurse Kim.
Thank you.
Good night.
I want to do that book club book with you, Metabolical.
So Gail said that her brother brought her his leftover pork butt and he baked it with potatoes and gravy. Now she's trying to get all that off of it. See, I would probably be like, oh, potatoes, I guess I'll eat those.
I'll just eat it.
But I probably wouldn't be into the gravy. I'd be like, give me butter instead of gravy.
I think that was for you, Becky, to come on the book club. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, every once in a while when they're on, it's usually they meet on Sundays, so I don't always get to see it, but I've listened to them talk about the books. They were doing Jason Fung's book, right? The fasting book. That's what they've been reading. Her book club.
I like him. I think he was probably one of the first people that I found when I was like learning about intermittent fasting and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. And he's a kidney specialist, I think, right? A nephrologist. So
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think so.
Well, guys, it's 10 o'clock or a few minutes after, so I think I'm going to make my exit so I can get some sleep and wait to see when my kid comes home. And thank you so much for having me on, and I will talk to everybody soon, I'm sure.
Sounds good, Aaron.
Thank you later.
Bye, guys.
See you around the ketosphere. Yeah, I need to make a video this week. I haven't done it. Maybe tomorrow.
You know what's weird is I have 2 shorts videos that I did like back in April. In the last few days, they just started getting views again. And they've been getting like 50 to 100 views an hour.
You
That's
know,
weird.
people are probably looking at their New Year's resolutions and stuff and starting to research some of that stuff. So they're probably maybe,
I think it's so weird how the shorts are fed to you, though. You do get a lot of old stuff from people. I don't know why.
You know what was interesting? I had a old coworker of mine email me today, or message me, I should say, on Facebook Messenger and said, "Hey, I just saw you on my feed for your Newsweek story." So I thought that was interesting because she must have saw it, on her computer, and then she messaged me. So it's like, I don't know if that's getting promoted again. I will say this: I did take a picture of that article online and put it on my Instagram again. I just did that last night. I don't know if that's what fed it. I'm not sure. I thought that was interesting, though.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it could be. I saw it today on my Instagram feed, so that could be it.
Maybe more people went and clicked on the article, so then all of a sudden it gets fed out again. I don't know. It's kind of interesting how it works.
I'm clicking on the wrong things here. So what am I trying to find? Oh, here we go. Just wanted to put at the bottom again about our new show coming in January. So they start the second half yet?
Yep.
And it's what, 34-17?
Yep.
Is that right? 34-17 Browns. Okay. So my prediction of 20-10 was just way off.
You're way off.
I mean, they blew that out even in the first half.
Aaron.
That's 27 to mine was 27-13, I believe, but it's 34-17. And the Jets are going to be kicking a field goal, looks like, here too.
Almost had it. Thornhill. Yeah. Susan gets, old shorts randomly pop up that you haven't seen before. They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's weird too, because like the one short, it did really well when I first put it out, and it had like, I want to say like 6,000 or 7,000 views on it. And now in the last couple of days, it's going up again. It's got like 10,000 or 11,000 views. I'm like, it did like nothing for like 6 months.
Do you make your shorts from existing videos, or do you make shorts specifically for shorts?
Combination of both.
Yeah.
So I'll do some where I had like long content that I do like a short out of, right? And then there's others that I just do a short. And both of these videos they were just specific shorts that I did. Excuse me. So Greg says a field goal was blocked.
Yep, field goal was blocked. So
that doesn't happen very often. Who got it? Oh, that was just a bad kick, don't you think?
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Wasn't
kind of in the line.
So Renee. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I know I just started making a couple of new shorts, captions app, and I film it, and it puts the captions on there. Actually, I posted. I think one was out today promoting the Low Carb Football Party, and then I put a couple on Instagram. But I'm probably gonna use that going forward because it was really quick to do. It seems like whenever I try to use a software to cut some of the long form to shorts, they just don't turn out that well. And I'm like, well, I gotta put out a few shorts each week, so that's something I'm focused on. I think I'll be using that app to do those. They look pretty nice too. So
yeah. Well, I know personally, if I'm gonna watch a short, I like the ones that have the captions because they don't always have my audio on, depending on where I'm at.
Yeah. So Renee says that she rarely watches shorts, and I think that Mike even said the same thing there. So that's a good question for anybody watching. In the comments, let us know if what you watch. Do you just watch live streams, long form, shorts? Do you watch all of them? Let us know. That'd be interesting to kind of see what everybody does. Me personally, I watch a combination of all three.
Yeah, I do.
But I probably watch I would say I probably watched the long form the most. There was a time period I think I was watching more live streams, but now it's been harder to actually get on at the time that certain people are on doing their live streams. So I don't see as many live streams. So I'm probably doing long form more. But like Becky said, when I do watch shorts, it's normally, so I should say when I'm watching long form, a lot of times it's from my laptop. When I'm watching shorts, a lot of times it's from my phone and I have the volume down. So if they don't have the captions, I probably just skip over it because I don't even know what they're saying.
Yeah. I listen to an interview or a long video when I'm driving or something, or when I'm doing something, like if I'm doing my digital scrapbooking, I'll have on my computer, then I'll have my phone playing a YouTube video, but if I go to a live, it's usually on my phone, not on my computer, But the shorts I like to do like when I'm in bed and I'm just doing this on my phone. So
yeah.
But I don't do shorts when I'm on my computer usually.
How do you do
Yeah,
it?
I'm thinking about how to implement that format because I know that that's really the way the young people like it, right? They like short, quick.
Yeah, that's another thing you have to take into consideration is who your demographics are for. I know I tend to have, I want to say 60 to 70% of the people that watch my channel are older than me, which is a significant amount. So you kind of got to, I don't know, you kind of want to keep that in mind when you're making content, because they're the people that are going to be watching your stuff.
Yeah. I have the older lady crowd mostly.
Christy gave me a little plug. Look at that. She watches live streams, blah, 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 blah. But I only watch shorts to support my YouTube friends like you, Brian. Thanks, Christy. Renee watches Homesteaders.
Yeah, Susan's like me, listening to the long form while you're doing something else.
There's a few homesteaders now that are carnivore, like Homestead How. There's a couple of other homestead channels that are talking carnivore now too.
Yeah.
Susan watches all of them.
And Mike, I also enjoy the Myers-Briggs videos. Do you watch Frank James or Dear Kristen? Just curious.
I'm not sure who either one of them are.
Well, they are very famous Myers-Briggs sketch artists, basically. There's 16 personalities in the Myers-Briggs personality typing, right? And they will take a topic, and Dear Kristen's a female and Frank James is a male, and they'll say, all the 16 personalities on a blind date or something, and they will act out how those types would be. It's hilarious because they have it down. So it's basically the stereotypes, but it's funny.
I don't know what this is. INFJ. Was that
Myers-Briggs?
Are you an INFJ?
Yes.
Me too.
I'm probably close to an ENFJ, but because I can be outgoing when I want to, but I'm more introverted. So
I'd say that just means you're not shy, probably. But
I can float around, I guess.
Yeah. Well, INFJs are chameleons.
We're pretty adaptable.
Yep. We just pick up on the vibe in the room and go with it. You know who else is an INFJ? Ellie. That Nourishment Redacted. And yes, ENFP. Yeah, not surprised at all, Mike.
Okay, I'm like totally lost here. You got to help me on
that.
What
that is not. That's not.
It's some other test.
She's making up her own.
Something else. Okay.
That's not Myers-Briggs. Yeah, I had never met any other INFJs before, and here and now I know two. Oh, Susan's asking if it costs money. No, you can take you can take it online. There's a website called 16 personalities, I think, .com. You can take it. Or look up Myers-Briggs. I have a whole Pinterest board with nothing but INFJ memes. There's a lot.
So, what do you guys have planned for New Year's?
For the holiday? Football. Just watching football.
There's a lot of it on. You know, my Cyclones play tomorrow afternoon. I think they're on at like 2:00 Central Standard Time.
They're not the ones in the Pop-Tart Bowl, are they? Did you know there's a Pop-Tart Bowl?
Is there really? No.
That game was earlier today. I was flipping through channels, I was flipping through channels and I saw it said Pop-Tarts Bowl, and I'm like, what? So I don't know who was playing, but that was earlier today they were playing.
Iowa State plays Memphis. I think it's is it Nashville? Is that where they're playing? I don't remember where they're playing actually.
Huh.
But they're playing Memphis. I know that.
Okay.
Wait, Gail, you're an INFJ too? Oh my goodness. We're not so rare.
So Eric says this crazy guy named Brian showed up on my feed and he watched it. I guess he's talking about me.
Happened to me too.
Crazy guy kind of sounds like it was probably me. So
you know, it's kind of funny. I did a poll on my page for the New Year's, and I asked a question. What are you doing for New Year's? One was party like a rock star. Two was like go to bed, be in before midnight.
Was what I answered.
You know, it was kind of funny, but 70% of the people said they were going to be in bed before midnight. I was kind of surprised at that. Watching movies was the other one, and then what was the other one? I can't even remember now, but I was really surprised at that because, most people must not stay up till midnight anymore. Watching New Year's Eve, Rockin' Eve. That was the other one.
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
That's surprising to me.
A client today who's retired telling me all about his New Year's Eve plans. I'm like, well, how do I get in on this? Well, it's not really something I would want to do, but he had like the symphonies playing that night, and there's a wonderful singer that's going to be with them, and then afterwards there's a gala there at the event center. I wouldn't even know how to find out about something like that.
You know, I should really be going out and celebrating after this year. Usually at New Year's I sit at home and I'm depressed because I was always heavy and never felt good, and I'm like, here's another year of Fat Greg, and that's exactly how I looked at the new year. And it's like, well, this year it's I'm a little overweight still, but I'm 100 pounds down.
Right.
So I should probably go out and party like a rock star.
You should find something to do. I mean, if I knew of something, I'd do it. I'd be up for it if somebody invited me out.
Well, so New Year's Eve is my birthday.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man, I forgot. We should have been
I've got the 32-ounce ribeye.
I saw that.
All waiting for me. So I got it from Wegmans, off of their ribeye slab, cut nice thick piece. It's 32 ounces, and I've got it ready to go. It's doing the brine thing already.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a few, like 2 or 3 day brine thing here. That's what I'm looking forward to. And I think probably in the evening, I'd like to do chicken wings on New Year's Eve. So that's going to be like my early day thing. And then I'm going to probably have chicken wings in the evening. So by the time midnight comes, I might be in a meat coma or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Or all energized and ready to take on the new year. It's going to be good. Somehow.
Yeah. And Mike says, happy birthday, Brian. So thank you. And Greg, yes, 50th birthday. So I turned 50 in 3 days, I guess it is. Okay. Yeah, 3 days. So I only have a couple more days until I'm 50. So Gail's brother birthday is January 1st. That's really cool.
I've got a January 4th daughter. So I have So it's like, okay, yep. What am I doing for her birthday? I got to think fast because I never plan in advance. What can I have delivered to her house?
It's funny because I usually, because my birthday is on New Year's Eve, we haven't gone out to dinner or anything like that. We just
it's hard.
stay home, especially when we had kids that were younger and stuff. We just stay home and do that thing. But like now, I don't even really want to go out for my birthday to dinner at least, because most of the places, and I don't know if you guys find this as well, but for me, I have a hard time finding a place that makes a steak as good as I can at home.
You can do at home.
Yeah. And it's getting so expensive.
And it's expensive.
My wife went to Outback the other day and got like a 6-ounce sirloin, and it was like $17.99. I was like, that is ridiculous. I can get 16 ounces of ribeye for less than that.
Yeah.
That I cook at home, and I know exactly how I'm cooking it. You know what I'm putting on. Basically, just putting salt on it, and might put a little butter, depending. You know, and it tastes so good. It tastes so much better than the way that they cook it. So I don't know.
They don't have Redmond's real salt. Of course, you can take your own, but you know.
Yeah. My problem though, like they got those little travel size Redmonds, and I bought them before, but my problem is like I'll put them in my pocket or something, and the cap always comes off, and that happens, and then I go to pull it out, and there's like no salt, and I got like a packet of a whole bunch of salt in my pocket.
Hey, you could change the flavor. Redmond salt with pocket lint.
Yeah.
I haven't had mine come. I have the little keychain thing. It hasn't come open yet, but thanks for the warning.
Oh no. So somebody says, who's doing the construction?
Yeah, I can hear pounding too.
You can hear pounding? Okay, that's happening at my house. I don't know what's going on, but I hear it in the background myself.
Huh.
Is your wife working in the man cave?
Downstairs. No, it's something going on downstairs. I have no idea. It stopped. I don't know what's going on.
Aww.
It's probably somebody making some kind of pie or cake thingy or something, or cookies again.
No. I have so much stuff still left. Ugh.
So Brian, how is the man cave coming anyways? I think we're due for a video update on that.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot happening. So when my the pounding started again. That's great. I don't know what is going on. Anyway, my oldest daughter has been at Virginia Tech the last couple of years, and she just comes back for a little bit of time, right? So her bedroom got repurposed into an office. Boy, I gotta find out why there's this pounding happening. But anyway, her bedroom got repurposed into my office. So she just went back home today, this morning, but she had been here for the last week, and while she was here, we had a air mattress set up down there for her, and she was sleeping in the basement. So there hasn't been really any progress, but I did for Christmas get this this basketball thing. Like it's one of those, like you know, side by side, you shoot the baskets and you have the time limit thing, whatever.
Yeah.
So I did just put that together, and it's down there. So I need to probably get a picture or video of that. So that's going to be part of it too. The other thing is my youngest daughter has also been home, and I made the mistake of saying it was okay for her to use the table down there for a puzzle. And her boyfriend have had puzzles on that table for the past week. So I don't know what's going on there either, but
We got a puzzle.
I'm gonna drop for a minute and be back because I want to see what all this crazy pounding is, because I have no idea what's going on at my house.
We'll find out. Investigate for us.
Meat tenderizing.
Report.
You guys keep talking, and I'll come back and I'll let you know what happened.
We can talk. I was just grimacing because of the person in the audience or at the stadium. Did you see that? The guy without his shirt on?
No, I missed that.
I mean, so huge. He was really big. Should not have had his shirt off. Let's
Yeah.
just put it that way. But it was like, oh, there
Yeah.
we were.
So Becky, what else you got going on your channel and stuff? I know you've been really busy, and I'm sorry to hear about your dad and stuff.
Yeah.
That's never easy.
No,
But
I know you're facing that down the
yeah,
road here.
it's definitely my mom's slowing down a lot, and
Yeah.
it's the point now. It's like she may have to go to some some nursing home or something for more care. It's getting there. I mean, for sure. So
I don't know how my dad was doing. I hadn't seen him in person in a very long time. My brother had kept up with him. He lives there in Florida, but he said the house was just not as, wasn't kept as nice as when his wife was still alive. She died in 2020.
Oh, sure.
And so, yeah, he's been ready to go for a while. And, I think you and I maybe talked about this anticipatory grief. When you start hearing about everybody in your parents' age group passing away, you start preparing yourself for it. So I think I've already done a lot of that grieving,
Yeah.
But it's
my mom's 87, so it's like she's lived a good long life. It's just, one of those things for sure.
Yeah. Well, my dad, he would, I said this on Facebook, he would have hated any attention, but he would love that he went out with a story that we could tell, because he did have a health event. We don't know what exactly, while he was driving, and ran into a motel.
Oh, wow.
And my brother and I are like, of course he had to get the cops involved because he was a cop. It's like, it's a good story.
Yeah.
Nobody got hurt or anything, but people did see it. I saw it posted on the town he lived in, their police department's Facebook group. Was, be careful, there was an accident here, and people were commenting on, I saw that. This guy just went across 4 lanes of traffic. Like, oh my God, Dad. But he was already gone when that was happening. But yeah. But as far as my channel goes, I don't know what I'm going to do in the new year. I was thinking, I should do more shorts or something. Maybe that would draw some traffic or something. But I think I'm got about 166 subscribers is all.
Just got to keep plugging away. I think, there's times, I'll say that in the last, because my channel's been up, it was a year in like October, I think, maybe it was November, but there's so many times I almost quit and gave up before I even got to the weight loss journey. But I'm glad I kept going. And, the whole purpose of my channel now is, if I can help one person and help change their life, it's totally worth it to me.
Yeah, I get really great feedback,
and
who watch.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yep. So it's nice to see that, So
I sometimes feel like I'm the cautionary tale, though. Don't do what I'm doing, because obviously it's not working.
Well, don't give up. Just keep plugging away, and good things will happen. I'm going to continue to do long form. Long form to me is king. You got to keep doing long form. That's part of it. And then I hope to do a couple long forms a week, at least 2 to 3 shorts a week. I want to get back to doing interviews again, maybe two a month of those. And then, obviously we'll have our live shows that we do weekly. But with working full time and stuff, that's about all I have to give, let alone I'm helping still with my mom and family obligations. And
how is the new job going?
It's going great. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, it was like, I don't know, there's divine intervention on that whole thing. I know that, because I asked for just one offer, because I didn't want to have to decide. And this job came up, and it wasn't the one I thought I was going to take or anything. And sure enough, it's a perfect fit, and I love it. My coworkers are awesome and amazing. So I couldn't be happier with the way things turned out. So it's kind of in the area that I've always wanted to be in. You know, basically what I am is, I work on a team and we help behavioral health people. I'm an employment specialist, but I go out and support in the community, whether I take people shopping and do that kind of stuff, or, you know, just kind of monitor and see how they're doing, checking on things. But I work with a really cool team too.
Where did those clients come from? Where are they sourced from? Like
they're referred to us.
Referred from.
Yep. And a lot of them, you know, they just have some, you know, mental issues. And yeah, it's been really cool though. I really enjoy it, and I love my coworkers. They're all amazing people, and they care about other people like me. So it's pretty awesome.
Well, what'd you find out, Brian? Who was banging? Not banging,
Well,
but banging something.
Well, so I go down there, and so my youngest daughter is into like gemstones and rocks and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
So I go down there, and she's sitting at the dining room table with her boyfriend, and they're literally hammering this. I'd call it a rock. She probably would be like, "That's not a rock," but basically, they're hammering a rock. I was like, what is going on down here? Like, is somebody renovating the kitchen at night or something? And she's like, oh no, we're just doing this. And I'm like, okay. She's like, did you hear it? I'm like, yeah, you know, people started asking like what the hammering was and stuff. She's like, oh, you're still on your live stream. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It was kind of like this old house. Garrett says.
Sounded like it. I just want to say thank you, Christy. She said she likes my channel.
Yeah. Yep, you've got a good channel for sure.
I guess I could do a video tomorrow about Carbogeddon.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I had a rough weekend. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't even know how much I gained, but it had to be 10 to 15 pounds. Luckily, I've lost 10 of it already.
Oh, that's good.
But you know, I'm still trying to get back to my lowest here. I'm close, but I'm just happy the scale's going the right direction this week. And going forward, I have no doubts it's going to keep going down. I'm recommitted and staying away from the junk, and I just want to make some big time changes, and looking forward to doing more exercising, moving my body some more. I
miss the sunshine.
Yeah, it's that way this time of year. Let alone where you live, it's really cloudy a lot. So
it's just that it gets dark so early, you know, too.
Yeah. You know, the one thing about Carbogeddon, I'll say I felt like crap. It was not worth eating that way.
Instant, isn't it? It's
just not worth it.
There, like I said, well, I don't know where I said this, but I'm just telling somebody. At the Thai restaurant, I had rice, and that night, as I'm drinking Diet Coke, I literally have rice coming up. Like, I remember why I don't like this. I don't want to live like this.
Yeah.
And then to wake up with your face just so swollen, it's not good.
So the day that got me the worst was the day after Christmas. I ate a couple cookies. I'm trying to think, what else did I eat? I ate a couple cookies. I had some kind of chocolate something, another thing, and something else. I don't remember but there were some definitely like sugar and carbs and stuff. And I'm telling you, the next morning, so that would have been yesterday morning, 27th, I woke up and I felt like I had a hangover.
Yes.
That's what it felt like.
That's what it feels like.
I was like, I didn't even drink any alcohol or anything. That was just from the carbs that I don't normally eat. And it just, the first thing, the other thing was my mouth was really dry and I could feel that I was like dehydrated.
Yep.
So the first thing I did was get some basically salt water, some water I added some salt to it, and drank down like a 32-ounce thing of that slowly over like I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I started feeling a little bit better, but still, like, most of that day, I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So not worth it. I'm still thirsty. I want water. Yeah, and I didn't eat just a couple cookies, believe me. It was a lot. But, you know, the truth is I gave myself permission to do that, you know. And
Yeah.
and you deal with the consequences. There's consequences to your actions. So
Yep.
I'm not, but in the past, I think I really would have beaten myself up. I would have said, that's it, give up. You know, you'll never get this right. A lot of negative self-talk. And I just feel like, nope, we'll just next meal, do better. Next meal, do better. You know, it's.
Eric's got a good comment about M&Ms.
Oh,
You have to check that out.
Sorry, Eric.
There we go.
You know,
we've all been there.
I would be the first person at the store to get the 50% off stuff back in the day. Gosh, my roommate, she does she works for Walmart in the back, you know, and she told me they just get hundreds of pallets of candy. She said, you just can't believe how much it is.
Yeah.
And it flies out the door.
There's Valentine candy everywhere now too.
Yep.
Already.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. When I was younger, I worked at Target, and the day after Christmas was always insane. I worked in the back stocking, and I was out in one of the aisles stocking, and the store manager, whatever, came on the microphone thing, whatever you want to say, the PA thing. And he's like, we're about to open the store doors just to let everyone know. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, he never says anything like that. You know, it's like, what is he saying that? And so I'm continuing to do my stocking. I almost knocked my microphone off.
That's the first time tonight.
That was the first time. So I'm continuing to do the stocking, and all of a sudden I hear this noise. Like it just starts up, and then it starts getting louder, and it's just like a riot or something.
The roar of the crowd.
Right? Yeah. And I go to the end of the aisle and look out, and I just see about 50 people literally running, that just got in the store, and they're running. This one guy, I still, like, this was probably close to 30 years ago, and I still remember this one guy was in the lead, just running, this big old smile on his face. He's like, because he's in the lead, he's like, I'm gonna get to the stuff before anybody else does for the 50% off the next day, right? And I saw that, and they were just coming at me, and I said, oh no. I just dove back into the aisle, and then there they go, right up past. That was crazy.
They wipe it out, don't they?
Oh yeah, that's crazy stuff.
I don't need anything that bad. I do, you know, my daughter got me a gift card to Fandango so I could go to movies, right? I got to use the senior discount, guys. Her gift card's going so much further than it used to. I normally wouldn't have even checked that, but I'm like, I wonder what age they list. And lo and behold, it was 60. So I got in on that. Christy's nice. Yeah. It's nice.
You know, the funny thing is AARP, like everybody associates that with like when you get older, right?
Yeah.
And I remember not too long ago, I was like, yeah, pretty soon I'm probably start getting AARP stuff. I'm going to have to become a member or something. And my daughter's boyfriend, he's like 20 or 21 years old. And he's like, I'm a member. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, anybody can technically be a member. And I like fought them over it because of the like in the fine print or something. He's like, so I forced them into making me a member, so I get all their discounts. I'm like,
Hilarious.
you got to be like the only young kid that would do something like that.
There's a Myers-Briggs personality type that would do that. I'm not sure which one it is, but there is. That's funny. I refuse to join. I'm not retired, so plus they're pretty liberal, so no thanks.
Hey, just to give you guys a game update, there's no scoring in the third quarter. There's 13:35 left in the fourth quarter. It's 34-17. So
You and I are synced. We have the same time for once.
yep.
Wow. And I don't even have the game on, so I have no idea what's happening. So I just got to go with the updates that you give.
I almost turned the game off earlier because everything was buffering and I'm streaming the game. So I'm like, well, maybe if I shut that off, but then I wouldn't be able to keep track of the score. So
Aaron. Poor Aaron.
So I'll tell you what, the Mike talks about the Black Friday fights. I remember hearing about stuff like that. Like, you know, you get there and they only have so many and people are fighting to try and get to whatever the product is that they want to get and stuff. That's crazy stuff.
Oh, I feel bad for Susan. Susan, I know the night sweats issue. Yep. I woke up super, super hot a couple times.
Mm.
Feel so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And gas. Remember gas? Nobody wants that to come back.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I noticed too with eating carbs. You definitely get a little more gassy.
Yep.
For sure.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
difference.
And uncomfortable. Just totally uncomfortable.
Yep. I always know when I eat something that I shouldn't because then that happens and I'm like, great.
Yep.
Oh, well.
I was
So-
the only thing I was wishing this morning was that my steak was bigger. I only had like a small, like 8-ounce one defrosted.
Mm.
I really wanted to eat more than that and didn't have anything. So mad.
Yeah, I mean, I eat so much steak that I can't even imagine only eating 8 ounces anymore. That's funny because like before doing carnivore, I used to go out and it was like a 6 ounce or maybe a 12 ounce or something, right? And that was what you ate, but you had all the other sides and stuff. And then you usually probably felt like crap too because you build up on all the sides and your stomach was like, oh. And now it's like it's hard when you go out because I'm like, okay,
it's not enough.
I can get the 16 ounce, but I'm not sure if that's gonna fill me up all the way. So, you know.
Because is it 16 ounce before they cook it or after they cook it? It's before.
That's before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know you can eat more than that.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm looking forward to New Year's Eve, my 32 ouncer. So, you know,
you're going to videotape that, right?
I don't know. I should have done like a 72 ouncer or something like that. Was it? So that movie, The Great Outdoors, with John Candy and Dan Aykroyd, it was on the other day, like a week or two ago, and I was watching it. I can't remember. I think it might have been a 96 ounce steak. I think that he did the steak challenge or whatever. And it was funny because you're watching it and he's over there eating it, right? And he actually is trimming all the fat off of it and he's just eating the steak. Aww. And he's basically got it done. And Dan Aykroyd goes to like the chef or the owner guy or whatever. He's like, all right, he's done. He's like, and the owner guy's like, nope, he's got to eat the whole thing. So he made him eat the fat there. But the funny thing about it was they like made this big thing like after he was done and they got back home or whatever, he was like over there like, oh, I'm like, you know, like he's hurting so bad and all this stuff. And he's got to go to the bathroom and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, it's actually just the opposite. He's probably, yeah, he probably actually is fine and he doesn't have to go to the bathroom and any of that stuff. But that's how they made it out in the movie. So.
Yeah. That's a lot of meat, though. Did you say 90? That's 96 ounces?
I
That's
think it was a
6 pounds.
96 ouncer, if I remember. It was called the 96 ouncer or something like that. I think, or 92 something. I need to look it up now because I can't remember. I know there's a place in Texas that has a 72-ounce challenge. That's real. That's not just on the movie. But this thing, let me see if I can figure it out.
I wonder if I could eat that much at once.
I was telling my wife earlier today, I think we're gonna pull a Brian for New Year's Eve and cook some steaks at home. I think why not? And you make a better steak anyways. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was a 96-ounce steak in the movie. Yeah. Interesting. It was called the Old 96er.
That's hilarious.
I can't imagine eating that much, though.
That sounds like a good t-shirt. Carnivore t-shirt.
There you go. The Big Texan. That's the one that in
Yep.
Texas that has the 72-ounce steak challenge.
Amarillo. Right? I'm pretty sure I could eat a 3-pound chuck roast pretty easily, cooked down, They're so good.
So I had, for Father's Day, I had a tomahawk ribeye. And I think I had like 40 ounces. So that would have been 2.5 pounds. That might be around my limit. I don't know that I can eat much
2.5
more than that at
pounds.
one time. Yeah.
Christy's challenging me. Only one way to find out, Becky.
I will say this, now is the time to go to the grocery stores and look for the meat deals, though. I know my local store, I mean, I don't know what a good price is on rib roast with the bone in. What would be a good price? I think they were $9.99.
Yeah, because they're normally
It's like prime rib,
way
but
more. Right. You need
yeah.
to cut it.
It's
See the
normally
days.
it's probably normally between like $12.99, $14.99. So
Yep.
that's a pretty good price.
Most of them were dated January 2nd, January 3rd. Well, I'm guessing a lot of these grocery stores, they had it for Christmas.
Yeah.
Now it's still sitting around. Well, they have to mark it down before it goes bad. So right now is the time to go look for deals. They'll have a manager special sticker on it or whatever. But you can find them if you look around, and I bet now's the time.
My freezer's still full. I stocked up with the pre-Christmas deals.
$6.99. It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I need some burger meat though.
$5.77.
I'm out of hamburger.
Yeah, so with being carnivore, I didn't bring this up yet, but Christmas presents, right? Like, what do you get for Christmas, right? So this year, my one daughter, she got me a couple other things, but she got me a porterhouse steak. She had it in the freezer for me, so that was cool.
Aww.
My other daughter's boyfriend got me a gift card to Omaha Steaks, so that was pretty cool.
Nice.
I got a gift card to Outback, so that's it works.
I mean, yeah, if you're not paying, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I guess that was kind of it. The funny thing is my mother-in-law started this tradition when I first got married to my wife of giving me a beef stick for Christmas every year. I don't know why there's this tradition that always happened. And the funny thing is she didn't give me the beef stick this year.
What?
And I was like, this is kind of ironic. I was just messing around, and I'm like, this kind of shows me where I rate here, because like somebody got me a porterhouse steak. Somebody got me a gift card to Omaha. And then somebody that always gives me a beef stick didn't get me a beef stick. And she was like, I knew I should have gotten it, but I thought I was going to do something different this time.
Aw. My kids were thrilled. You know, I did the ultimate carnivore gift for them. They got Fogo de Chao gift cards. Nice ones. And my son-in-law was so cute. He was more excited about it than any of the other kids. And he explained that when he was interning at the law firm he's at now, they took him to the Fogo de Chao. It was the most amazing experience he's ever had. Okay, I've never seen this kid hardly eat. But he's like, you just have to, they told me, just eat the meat. Don't look at the sides, just eat the meat. It's the best meat ever. So my kids are excited now. They get to go have a Brazilian steak experience.
And I just saw this in the comments up here. Eric said that the 72-ounce steak is $72 if you don't finish it in an hour. That's not bad at all.
No, I don't. For 72-ounce steak for $72. I mean, not that I would probably go buy it, but I think for the ounces you get for the price, that's not bad, because you see a lot of steaks that are 8 and 10 ounces for $30. So it's like, well,
yeah.
I wonder how tender it is. That could be tricky if it's not the most tender piece of meat to eat all that.
Yeah, but Mike says you have to eat the baked potato and all the sides in the roll too.
Yeah.
See, I would just eat the steak then and pay the $72. I mean, if you live in California, you're paying more than $72 for like a 12-ounce steak. So
right? All right.
Yeah,
Eric's explaining it all.
Anacide, so okay. Wow.
Still no score in the game.
Bread roll. So I'm wondering if Eric has done the challenge, since he knows a lot about it.
Yeah, Eric, have you completed it?
Yeah, California is really expensive. So is Vegas. Went to Las Vegas. Not this fall, but the fall before that was our 25th wedding anniversary, and we went there. And most of those restaurants, the steaks were like around $100 or more, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. Eric's never been to Texas, so he just knows about steak. You're a carnivore. You know about steak, right?
Yeah. Just seen it.
You've seen it on TV. Okay.
Man, what was that show? Man versus Food, was it?
Oh,
the guy who would go around and do all the challenges. Eat the ginormous pizzas.
Oh man. And he, so what's his name? Like Adam Richland or something like that, I think. He got really big doing that show, and then he lost a bunch of weight. So he lost a bunch of weight, and I don't know what ended up happening. I think he had another show after that. I don't know if he gained weight again after that, or if he was able to keep the weight off. But when he was doing that show, Man versus Food, because of all the junk he was eating, he really gained a lot of weight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at pictures.
Mike saying the hat. How can you never be in Texas with that hat, right?
That could be a Montana hat. You don't know. Where's Eric at? I don't know.
He's in Illinois.
Oh, Illinois.
I thought you were going to say Iowa.
Close.
That's where my dad was. My dad was from Illinois, actually. He went to a one-room schoolhouse.
I think my dad did too back in the day.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a Texas-made hat, but he's never been in Texas.
Well, you're fooling us. You got us all
Yeah.
confused. I liked Todd's hat the other night during his live when they did that giveaway with the reindeer.
How did that turn out, anyways?
Deer antlers. The giveaway or the
Yeah,
hat?
I had Christmas that day, so I wasn't able to tune in, but just
It was
wondering.
great. They gave away a lot of stuff. Not to me though. I was hoping for one of those Redmond's gift cards. I want some smoke salt.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. Your video kind of got a
You're
little
slow.
weird there for a second. Yeah.
Okay. Jets are kicking a field goal, maybe.
They're still losing bad though, right? Yeah.
Yep. 20-34.
Yep. 34-20. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, Gail won. Mike won too, didn't you?
Yes.
Gail won the month to Steak and Butter Gang, which is really neat. I was a paid member to Steak and Butter Gang. You can join the community and not go to the monthly meetings or the weekly ones, but it's nice because she gets all the doctors, all the good ones. You can ask them all the questions.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I was wondering the same thing there for a minute. Like, why does Greg keep asking us if we can hear?
Do you want us to buy a certain
Were we
brand
freezing up or something? On our
Oh
side?
yeah, you guys were gone on my screen because my TV quit, so I was like, oh man, you guys can't.
Oh,
yeah, my internet was
no.
buffering bad.
So are we in the fourth quarter of the game?
Yeah.
Yep.
What's this ad for?
I used to work for the cell phone company.
Did you?
Different one. But I remember the Verizon was, can you hear me now? The guy'd walk all over the place.
Yeah.
So we're in the final quarter of the season.
Final
Low Carb Football Party.
Low Carb Football.
Are we gonna be here? Should we do a playoff special or like a pick 'em one? It might be kind of fun, but
yeah, I don't know.
Be shorter version though. Probably not, but yeah, you know, it's funny. I was watching our very first one the other day and I kind of laughed. It's changed so much from when we first started.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yep, Mike, you're right. That guy did do commercials for T-Mobile. I saw that.
Yeah,
too.
he changed later, didn't he?
Yep.
That was funny. Poaching them, just paying them more.
Well, there's still got a few people here. I just want to wish everybody a happy new year and thank you for watching and coming on. We sure appreciate it.
All our usuals here.
There was a woman that did cell phone commercials too, and then she was gone for a while, and now she's back again for one of the cell phone places.
Is that AT&T?
Is that what it is? I'm not sure.
It's the one with dark hair. I think maybe.
Yeah, I think their latest commercial. She's on an airplane or something, and I don't know, something with that they're trying to order food or something, and they're saying, "Oh, that's extra," and she's like, "Well, with I don't know, it's AT&T or whatever." She's like, "Oh, everything's included" or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just have a water then. Oh, that's $2.25. $13 or whatever it was for water.
So there you go. Eric knows about that.
Yeah, AT&T.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a bad one.
Mm.
Oh, Pixel's got the zoomies. What'd you just feed Pixel? Did Pixel get some
She's probably eating her
tuna
sweater.
crack? Tuna.
So Eric has Mint Mobile. That's the one that Ryan Reynolds does the commercials with.
Yeah.
So is he really the owner of that? Because that's
He's
what they
like
say
a
in the commercials.
co-owner,
Is
I
he?
think.
Okay.
Mhm.
Huh.
It's just an
I think on
entrepreneur.
LinkedIn, I see he's always popping up to follow him or whatever, and he says business owner, entrepreneur, investor.
He has other things.
Yeah, he says he's
Yeah.
part owner.
It is owned by him. He's funny.
Browns are punting the ball. There's nothing going on in the game. It's just been back and forth with them not doing much other than the field goal from the Jets.
Who's playing quarterback now for Cleveland?
Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
He's 3-1. He's
Wow.
actually got the most yards in that game span.
What's this?
I was wondering if you guys could see commercials on I can see them coming on my phone because I turned on the one thing, and I know I've seen several commercials pop up during this broadcast on my phone.
What's Stater Bros? I've never heard of that. Have you?
What are they?
Stater Bros?
I wasn't paying attention to the commercial, but
It's a market. It's a store. Yeah, grocery store.
Grocery store. Okay.
Mhm.
Huh.
I don't see ads because I have YouTube Premium,
right.
which is the way to go, to be honest. Although, have all of your streaming services gone up like $2 or $3 a month this last month? Seems like all of mine have. Everything's going up.
I'm not sure.
Couple bucks. Amazon Prime wants to start charging you more for ad-free now. $2.99 more a month to get ad-free.
Yeah. So you have the YouTube Premium. How much is that?
Well, it's $9.99 right now, but it's going up to, I think, $12.99 next month.
And then with that, you have YouTube TV to stream.
YouTube TV is actually extra. You get the YouTube Music though, comes with it.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's YouTube TV free stuff, but yeah, there's still rental costs if you don't have YouTube TV. Yep, Netflix went up. I think I had the Disney Plus, ESPN, Hulu bundle, and I switched because I never watched the ESPN stuff. So the Hulu is now embedded in Disney Plus as a link on Disney Plus, so you can watch Hulu without. And so I got the deal without the ads on there, so that's good. I don't want no stinking ads.
Wow.
Oh boy, YouTube
Eric
TV
says
is
YouTube
expensive.
TV is $72.99.
Yeah. I looked at like Fubo or all these other ones that you could get TV, so I could watch some in the Pac-12 network stuff, and it was all like $80 a month.
Wow.
I'm like,
Heck, when I had MediaCom here where I'm at, which was the only choice for internet, and basically, I mean, that's the only choice there has been for internet. My internet bill is $100 a month. just for internet. But
Yeah, just for
when I
internet.
had TV, it was $240 a month for internet and TV here. So I'm on Hulu now, which is like 70 something a month. But to me, that's cheap compared to what I was paying. So
Yeah.
I don't pay that much for Hulu, and I get Disney Plus and Hulu for $19.99 a month. But I have a digital antenna for network TV. So
sure.
That's free. But yeah, I used
I'll
to
probably
pay.
get rid of Amazon Prime now that football season's going to be done on here probably.
I like the free shipping.
I order stuff once in a while, but not very often.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm like,
My
I need
wife is
ink.
always ordering something, so we gotta have the free shipping.
I need batteries. I need, because I hate going to the store. Yeah, I had Comcast. We had Comcast TV, internet. It was $210. That was 5 or 6 years ago. So I can only imagine what it would be now. But Comcast is, I don't think there's any other like local internet we can get where we live in our neighborhood. So we have Comcast internet. I think it's about 80, 100. That's a good price. Verizon 5G.
The quarterback for the Jets thought he got the first down. They marked him short.
Oh, no.
And it was 4th down.
Oh, wow.
He was running back to the huddle, going to line him up, and then they stopped because it's like he's short. 5:21 left in the game. It's 34-20. They're measuring.
Yeah.
He looks short.
I
thought it was a good spot, but he was only like 2 chain lengths short.
I don't know about that. Yeah, Susan, my Netflix just went up. I think it's $24.60 now.
My kids were always using it. We never did. And then they quit watching it. And I'm like, okay, we don't need this anymore.
Yeah. Well, if you're not using it, bye-bye. Right.
I don't watch TV that much.
Besides football, Thursday night football, I don't really use the Prime Video very much. Reacher. Anybody watching Reacher? I like Reacher.
I seen the previews for that. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. If you like ex-military guys seeking justice, you'd probably like it.
The majority of the TV I watch is sports, really, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's the case for me too. It's either hockey or football, or the only other TV I watch is YouTube, of course.
Yeah. Watch a lot of YouTube
channels and stuff when I can. Lately it seems like I'm behind on everybody.
I watch I like The Masked Singer. I like the Lego Master, like those kind of shows, competitions, but kind of low key, not too, more fun than competitive. Great British Baking Show. Baking It. That's a funny. I don't think they brought another series of that out or season of that one. That was a fun one. Unless you're triggered by baking goods. The judges were a panel of opinionated grannies. It was funny.
Speaking of baking goods, one thing I will say with going Carmageddon, it just made you hungrier. It was unbelievable. It was only a couple hours, you're ready to eat again. And I noticed this at work when I'm there because I work with a team, and when we're all in the office, everybody's we're there for morning rounds. Everybody's eating breakfast, and 2 hours later, everybody started to eat again.
Yes.
And I don't eat, but I mean, I just kind of noticed the little things. It's like people who eat carbs, you're hungry in 2 hours. And sure enough, over the weekend, it was that way for me. Even with anything sugary or chocolatey, or man, I just wanted to eat more and more and more. And it just doesn't satisfy you. And you feel like,
get no full, there's no full signal ever.
Nope.
I ate so many cookies. Just people kept giving me stuff. Gosh,
baking goods.
People like to give the Lindor truffle ball things, those were. Stop giving me those.
Well, I'm just kind of seeing if there's. Looks like Joe Flacco's going to win another game. He's like 4-1 since he was signed from nowhere.
That's crazy. Yeah, he was like retired, wasn't he? Or
yeah, pretty much.
Just not playing, I guess.
Yeah, nobody signed him. His
looks like he's walking kind of slow there.
Yeah. 3:03 left in the game. It's 34-20. Browns have the ball. It's 3rd and 9.
I'll tell you one thing is I am really getting tired.
Oh, it is this time of the night.
You guys you're up so late.
I know. For me, it's
really
after
late.
11, so
Yeah, I'm only a little after 10, so
at least I don't have to work tomorrow, though. Normally
nice.
I work on Fridays.
That's
I'm
nice.
not. So, but I got up really early for work this morning, so it's been a long day.
I get my first paycheck tomorrow.
Ooh,
Good.
Like a long time.
Yeah.
Like 15 months.
Yeah, we're good on the time. Yeah. I still have other things I'm going to do after this. I'm trying to get my scrapbooking album done for this year because January 1st starts a challenge at a website I go to for scrapbooking for the whole month. So I have to clear my slate.
The Cleveland Browns just kicked a field goal.
Yeah, Mike, I hear Mike there. My boss said, we can close the office last Friday. Well, that's fine, but I don't have any more vacation days left, so I didn't get paid for last Friday. I hate that. I liked having the day off, though, but still. At least I got paid for, Monday. Ooh. You don't get a paycheck at all, Christy? You get paid twice in January. Okay. Teachers. Yeah. Ugh. That's an extra long month, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I like the every 2 week thing for sure.
I remember when back in the day when everybody got paid every week, and then the excuse was, payroll takes too long to process. Well, now it's just a matter of pushing a couple of buttons.
Yeah,
so everybody should be paid every week.
You'd think it would be pretty easy, except that it costs to push those buttons, I think.
They lose money. They don't get the interest money on the payroll money sitting there.
Yeah. Well, a firm like mine has it invested somewhere,
Yeah. Maybe that perk will come back for a lot of places, because there are some places that do pay weekly, which I feel right now most places should. They'll track more workers. It's nice getting a check every week. I mean, that's what you work for, is the paycheck. But
Wow, Chrissy, I didn't know that about your husband. That's a long time. Was that optional or enforced upon him? What does he do? That would
You're
be
right, Eric, about the 4:30 sunsets. They do suck.
especially when all day here is just gray already. It was like gray, then dark.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, massage therapy. Oh, okay. So he went to school for that. Oh. Yeah, that's like a double dip
Yeah.
when you're paying for school and don't have income. Hmm.
See, we talk more than just low carb on this channel.
I know, right?
Yeah, you never know what we're going to talk about.
No, you don't.
I want to be like some of our clients. I have to tell you, I wasn't in the financial industry before. I had no clue. There are people that have, lots and lots of money, and they have their in these money markets that pay them dividends every month that are almost as much as my paycheck.
Yeah.
Just passive income
Yeah.
coming in. You have to have a lot of money to do that, though, to get that much. It's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
$11 months. Oh, can you imagine only getting paid for 11 months? I mean, you get paid in the summer, and everybody thinks that teachers don't do anything in the summer, but that's when you're doing any probably training and getting ready for the school year.
Yeah, it is pretty sad. We didn't get any snow here. Haven't had any snow, and I don't think any's in the forecast. Mike would know if there's any in the forecast coming out, but here I think it's pretty cut and dried. We had a little bit. I think it was around Halloween, but I haven't had to shovel or anything yet this year, and usually that's not the case. So,
did Mike ever get any on Christmas? I know he was tracking that in Iowa.
he might have. I know Nebraska got some.
Nebraska did.
No snow in the forecast.
Yeah, no snow in the forecast. Well, I'll
It was
tell you, in
pretty warm here
Virginia,
today.
it's been rain. Like every week, we've had a different coastal storm come up and get like 2 to 3 inches of rain. It's been crazy.
Some flooding.
Yeah. Especially flooding in Virginia because we have what we call Virginia clay. So it doesn't soak the water up.
Doesn't absorb it.
That well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything just kind of floods.
Sits on top. Unlike Florida, where it just is a sponge. Just a dusting. Mike Shaw TV, that reminds me of, I was watching it was a holiday themed The Office, all the Office television show pranks that were done around the holidays. And so Dwight says, that it's not snowing, it's just a dusting, but what's the guy, anyway, the lead character comes in with the snowball and just smashes him in the face with it. And he says, that's not a snowball, that was just a dusting. So I couldn't have hurt you with the snowball. Then they challenged each other to a snowball fight during the first real snow. Oh,
just 43 seconds left in the game. Jets have the ball. They're trying to get down the field, but
Michael Scott. No, not Michael. The other guy. I'm talking to Mike. You're right. Michael Scott was the lead character, but I mean Dwight's nemesis. Jim. Yes, Jim. Thank you. All I could see was his wife in real life's name, Emily Blunt.
Player got injured with 9 seconds left.
Who got injured?
Player for the Cleveland Browns got injured. Defensive lineman.
With 9 seconds. That's rough.
12, I guess. They put some time back on the
They
clock.
put the time back. Oh, Eric liked The Office. That was a good one.
You know, I never could get into it. I watched a little of it, but I just never got into it. I don't know why. There's a few shows that are that way for me, but I don't watch that
Me
much
too.
TV.
There's a few I never watched. Like back when I was in college, everybody watched Dallas. I didn't.
Who shot JR?
Or was it a dream? I don't know. Parks and Rec. Nick Offerman. The actress, the one that the lead character on that one, who is from Saturday Night Live, she was one of the hosts on that Making It show with Nick Offerman. That is cute.
There's that guy you're talking
There
about.
he is.
He's a pretty big guy for no shirt.
Repping the standard American diet right there.
He probably calls himself the Big Sexy.
Oh,
I'm kind of glad that I can't stream it tonight.
I'm
He had
glad
a
you didn't
mask
see
on
that.
too.
Your eyes. Can't unsee it.
The game is over.
Game is
37-20. The Cleveland Browns beat the New York Jets.
That is not the way the Jet season was supposed to go, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Poor Aaron.
And Aaron Rodgers never did come back, did he?
No.
They were talking like he was going to come back at some point in the season.
They were just out of playoff contention. I think they just said the heck with it.
Forget it. Yeah.
Aw, getting some love.
He looks like the Kool-Aid man. That's who Eric's talking about, the guy with no shirt. He did.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would have started singing, but I don't want you to get a copyright strike.
That's funny.
Well, guys, last one for the season, huh?
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. I know that.
Yeah.
I'll be looking forward to your low carb lounge.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be interesting.
I want to say it like that. Low carb lounge.
Yep,
Low carb and jazz or something. I don't know.
It did end a little bit early.
Yeah,
tonight.
it's only
Well,
23 after.
that figures the last one, and it ends about 10 minutes early, right? So yeah, this is the last one, and then next week we won't have anything, and then the week after will be the low carb lounge, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Time. So we're going a little earlier, but definitely make sure you tune into that.
I will. Oh, Mike, I was thinking Bill Murray style for the low. Yes, that was always very funny. Bill Murray doing his low carb. I mean, his lounge act. Yeah, hilarious.
Well, I think I just want to thank everybody for joining and sticking with us all season. And it's been a lot of fun and met a lot of awesome people and made a lot of awesome friends on here for sure. And it's just, all good things come to an end, but it's not a permanent one because we'll be back next fall. So with the low carb party anyways, for Low Carb Football Party or whatever Brian called it on his blooper earlier in the year.
Party.
Party.
Low
Carb party.
That reminds me, I've got like a bunch of bloopers that I kind of was starting to put into a video. I got to put it out here. It'd be like
Oh,
my
nice.
2023 bloopers, because I'm sure I'll have more next year. So I'll have a whole new blooper thing next year.
That
Good night, Gail.
yeah, that takes a lot of work for sure. Good night, Gail. Thank you for joining my membership too. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, she's a member.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep, Brian's birthday is on the
Brian.
31st, the big 5-0.
Yeah. Yep. I still don't know what I'm gonna do other than eating the steak.
Eric said to knock the microphone over for old time's sake.
I almost did it earlier today. So I mean, I could just go like this and, you know, but it's not, it's good if I do it on purpose like that, right? It's like when it really happens. So.
Yeah, it has to be spontaneous.
Yeah. You can tell if it's staged, you know.
Yeah, we know those stage things.
Yeah.
Becky, I want to thank you for supporting us too. You've been, you know, you've always kind of been in the chats and on the show quite a few times, and we appreciate you because you've been a part of the show too. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I think we've had you on the show more than anyone else.
Yeah.
I like football. So
yeah, we love having you on too. So
I appreciate it. Give me something to do. Keep me out of the carbs for a few hours anyway.
Yeah. So definitely.
All right. Well, I guess we're good to sign off. Greg, you got anything else you want to add?
No, thank you, Brian, too, for helping put this show on, and I think we've had a lot of fun, and like I said, it's been a good time. Looking forward to more work in the future. So
yeah,
I just want to thank everybody out in the audience too, and Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, Happy birthday.
I'm excited for the new show, and yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. I'm gonna find our little outro thing.
Our outro.
Your outro. Look at Susan's note. That's very sweet.
Yeah.
You're not getting older, you're getting better.
What does it say? Something from you. Yeah. Yeah.
Get a raise.
I certainly, even though I'm turning 50, I feel better about it now than a couple of years ago. Like I feel younger than by far than what I was just a few years ago. And yeah, it's nice. So. All right. So thanks everybody for supporting us all season. Tune into the new show October. Geez. January 11th.
What's the next month?
January. Bye everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.